Yes. Having escaped Vaingate and its perils for now, Milford Brixton and his bunch have been thrust into a delicate political situation. Our adventurers are now beginning to discover that they are in the centre of a conflict that spans not only kingdoms but empires, not only centuries but aeons. Having made contact with the servants of the Fox on the elusive Isle of Shadows, our heroes Milford, Leith, Edryn, Adrik and Gudael, who look like this, have taken an oath to Galandahl Braegan Erothani, the so-called true king. While Edryn Montcoff, the human wizard among them, Max Easy, has been dealing with his fear of deep water, a trauma stemming from his childhood, Adrik Fogdar, our dwarven rune knight, has been convinced that he alone can shoulder the burden of the curse of the Banakaya, a curse that took his first and only child at birth. Meanwhile, Leith Mistralath, Steve Austin, has made contact with his celestial patron, Tozen, the Black Unicorn, who has put a mark upon him, which is said to protect him from the drow. Fear not the matriarchs of Abnog Gur, for they will not touch your flesh. Sent to clear out another Ostorian ruin, this time of goblins, our heroes have discovered some disturbing facts, the least of which is the abhorrent nature of the goblins' breeding cages, and the question of nature versus nurture. Now the companions descend back into the Underdark to find what lurks beneath. So, ladies and gentlemen, our apologies for the false start there. We had some minor issues with my microphone, which is, oddly enough, I just changed the plug and it went. Isn't that interesting? So, anyway, you guys have just been dealing with Iglot, in his fuck cage, sitting outside the entrance to the Underdark. And you have begun to ascend the stairs up into the Ostorian ruins. Now, to your left-hand side, there is a huge Ostorian wall that must be 100 feet high, at least, that marches across the entire island and then sinks into the water of the lake, the Lockhart Lake, just behind you now. And on your right-hand side, there is a now abandoned goblin camp. Behind you are various matrons of the goblin community who were, until now, very recently, trapped in cages with Iglot and some other goblins. And they've tried to pass off a baby to you at one point and then retrieved it, having tried to stone the mother to death. It's all very unpleasant. So, I pass it over now to you. Do you walk in silence as you head for the gate, for the entrance, or do you have words to speak to one another?
So,
Steve is silent.
are we letting that Eglot character out of his cage, or could we just leave him to rot, please? He's deeply unpleasant.
Well, I don't mind which. Just don't keep them near me. They're disgusting vermin.
What I don't understand is we more or less smote 20 or 30 goblins, and then we find some in cages, and we treat them quite differently. Why didn't we not vaporize those as well?
Well, they were not armed to the teeth running at us with swords. They were poor, naked, and defenseless in a cage.
And
having obviously been beaten by one of their own.
I'm rather out of vaporizing kind of, well, I'm running a bit short, so...
Yes, but I think that's a bit of a side note to the condition we found them in, don't you think,
yes.
Leith?
Well, yes.
As for Iglot, I'm not too keen on letting him out, but I think so long as the others who were a little bit worse for wear are all right, I think I'm happy leaving Iglot to whatever fate his god decides to leave him down to.
Or the community decides.
In the distance behind you, you can hear Iglot screaming, "Magluviat, curse you! Curse you!"
Can't we at least shut him up? He's very noisy.
The others are kind of doing the same thing, but you can understand Iglot, because he's speaking in Undercommon, and Adrik can understand him. The rest of you can hear the shouting coming from all of the goblins, but only that one actually makes any sense to any of you.
And the rest of them aren't speaking Undercommon or
They're all
anything.
speaking Goblin, which none of you guys speak for some reason.
I mean, why would we? Because it only stays useful up to level 5.
Right, that's true. You guys are level 5 now, so there you go.
It'll very quickly become
Obsolete.
useless.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yes, that's what I was looking for.
Yeah. So you continue up the stairs. Milford, what are you doing? What are you thinking about right now?
I'm thinking to myself, I wish this lot would shut up.
You're thinking about
Because-
the goblins?
No, this lot.
This lot.
Because we're going down here, up here. And we don't know what's here,
Right. So you notice that there are these huge ancient runes stamped into the steps that you're actually walking on, carved out of them. Adrik, you notice that they have something to do with protection, but they seem broken and scarred. And if they did have any magic, that magic is long gone now.
Probably not going to bring that up to the group. It's not worth noting.
Right. Leith, you can feel a little bit of an itch on the back of your neck right now. You suspect that it's the mark that Tozen gave you recently. Edryn, yeah?
I guess we go this way. I'm a little. I think someone's going to need to lead.
I believe someone a bit quieter. My old armor, and I give it a gentle shake to show that it makes noise, isn't the best for sneaking, I'm afraid.
Right.
Well, yes.
Mr. Brixton, if you'd be so kind.
Now, would everybody do me a small favor?
Absolutely not.
Because I like living. Could we be a little quieter when we're going up here,
Yes, sorry about that.
Sure.
I know all these things are very pressing, but we have to be quiet. Okay. He makes his way in front and walks in the direction that the steps lead him to.
Okay. All right, so you're going up the stairs, and you're going to make stealth checks, please.
I knew you'd say that.
Oh boy.
Oh, boy.
Oh boy, I'm so
Oh,
excited for my
boy.
disadvantaged stealth roll.
Yep, your disadvantage stealth roll. You want to wear armor, you get to roll
Ah,
with disadvantage. Oh dear, what happened? What do I... Oh, let's
On a scale of 1 to 20, what do you think it was?
Oh, I think
One.
it must have been a 1, I'm
For
thinking.
the-
It could only have been a 1. My first roll of the game. We love it.
Holy shit, I did better than... Oh, no.
All right.
Oh, no. I can't be second from the top. That's bad.
So what was the marching order once again?
Following the saying, "Hey, my arm is loud," I think Adrik would probably have kept guard at the back.
I think possibly, Adrik, you just dropped your helmet and it went rolling down the stairs. Ding, 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 all the way down the stairs, like painfully. Every single bounce is just like cringing.
Did I not say something about being quiet?
I couldn't hear you over my helmet falling. I just scurries off to go get it.
Adrik, one of these days, I'm just gonna. That's what I'm gonna do.
You're gonna what? You're gonna what, Brixton? I can't hear you from down here.
He keeps going.
He keeps going. All right. Very good. You keep going. Milford, am I running your hit points and stuff for you tonight, by the way, or are you doing that yourself? I don't mind.
Barry, you're on silent.
I cannot hear you.
No, you're not.
I'm not. Okay, cool.
No.
All right. Well, in that case, I'm going to get everyone now to roll initiative. Just in case, because, you're about to go into the Underdark and anything could happen. I'm not saying there's any goblins in there.
That's what you said last time.
But
Just in case.
there could be goblins or...
If we're gonna go into the Underdark, I'm gonna cast Dark Vision on myself.
Okay.
But now I can see.
Oh wait, no, I have 120 feet dark vision. I'm totally fine.
All right.
I got 5.
I got 16.
You got
Got
6.
6.
13.
All right, so I'm going to just go from the top again. Milford, what did you get?
5.
5. Edryn, what did you get?
2.
Oh, wow. Leith, what did you get?
6.
6. Awesome. Adrik,
13.
13. Well, that's a little bit better. And
I'm
Gudael?
hyper vigilant after dropping my helmet.
Yeah. Gudael, what was yours?
16.
16. Oh, fantastic. All right. And at that point, okay, so you get to the top of the stairs. I'm assuming that you went back and collected the helmet.
Yes, that was my first thing I did, and as I was yelling, I was whisper yelling back up at Brix. I can't hear you. I went to go get my helmet.
Right, okay. It sort of stopped where this twisted branch had broken through the old stone ruined steps, and kind of these roots had come out and busted everything, all this cracked stone, and the helmet came to rest between these roots there. So you pick it up and you come wandering back up the stairs again. And as you're getting towards the top of the stairs, what essentially happens is Gudael, an arrow goes flying past your head out of the hole ahead of you, this big gaping black maw of a hole in the wall. Basically it's a hill, and from the hill is protruding this box of stone, this huge rectangular block of stone, and in that block of stone is a gateway, and the doors of that gateway are thrown off and laying in front of you, and they're so big that only a giant could possibly have built this.
Okay. Gudael gets her shield up and says, "Everyone get back, there's arrows flying."
All
And
right.
she re-
What?
Another arrow comes flying out and whizzes over everybody's heads.
Oh. Leith is going to duck off to the side.
Okay, so when it gets to your turn, Leith, you will do that. Gudael, you have an actual action. Are you just holding an
Oh,
action?
right.
Let's see.
Sorry.
Do you just want to hold an action for now, or do you want to take an action?
I am going to throw some sacred flame into the hole.
Okay. You see it come from inside the hole, and it just drops from the ceiling to the floor, and it lights up the room a little bit. And you see a number of creepy little shapes in silhouette casting massive shadows on the walls inside. On the ceiling, actually, because you're on an angle. So you get the impression there's got to be at least 5 or 6, probably goblins up there. And, oh, by the way, Orson D just gave Edryn inspiration.
Ooh.
Ooh, thank you.
There appears to be 5 or 6 goblins attacking us. Are we allowed to vaporize them now?
Oh, go for it, yes.
Okay.
Self-defense is the best offense.
All right. Another arrow comes flying out, but it kind of bounces off the nearest pillar and just cracks, and lands next to Adrik's feet, actually. Another
Right.
arrow comes flying out, does something very similar. These guys are terrible. I don't know why they're rolling so low. Oh my goodness. And then you hear, "Ow!" coming from inside.
Did my sacred flame hit, by the way?
You don't know. You don't think so.
Okay. All right. All right. Well, I'm going to Gudael's gonna just kind of hide behind some rubble while she waits to figure out what's going on.
Okay, Milford, what's your armor class? Sound? Space to talk. Hang on, I'll have a look.
My space is doing things. 16.
16, okay. An arrow bounces off your armor, but does not penetrate. Another goblin arrow comes flying out. Adrik, what's your armor class?
I've got my shield up, so 19.
19. It hits you.
Oh shit. Right, how much?
Takes 7 points of piercing damage from a goblin arrow.
It's a good goddamn shot. Right.
Yes.
Oh, you bugger!
You hear from coming up from inside in the dark. So you guys can make perception checks, please. And Leith, it's your turn too. So
19 on a perception.
19. Okay, you're starting to see them now, Leith, as you're creeping up the steps. Are you still moving? I'm assuming, or are you? What are you doing?
No. How many of them can I see?
Well, it depends whether you're moving or not.
I'll stop moving.
You stop moving.
22 on a perception.
Okay, yep. Okay, you guys can see at least 5 or 6 goblins. You're seeing the shapes that Gudael could see earlier.
I'll fire off a couple. I'll fire off my Eldritch Blast at them.
All right, roll to hit. Oh,
19 with the first beam,
Very good. You hit.
and natural 20 with the second beam.
Hell
Okay,
yeah.
wow. Double damage. Well, double damage on your dice anyway. Double dice damage. 16. Yeah, you hit with all 3 blasts. Nice. Are you aiming them all at one of these goblins, or at just generally at 3 different goblins?
It's only two beams.
Okay, so the first 2 beams, but anyway, okay.
Yep.
So normal one and a critical.
Yep.
All right.
Why did it roll them both? It rolled them both together.
I don't know.
Damage.
So damage for that.
Or was that that was the crit?
I'm not seeing the damage
Oh.
coming out in the log.
Okay. So 16 from the crit, and then 7 from the regular one.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that's two separate goblins.
2 separate goblins. Okay. All right. So you see one that looks particularly tough. I'm going to say that much, and you fire at him first, and that's the 16. That doesn't actually kill him, but he looks very upset about it, and you knock his helmet off, and you see that his ear has been completely burned off. It's very unpleasant. It's very unpleasant. So knowing that you didn't kill him, do you still fire the second one at a different goblin?
They both fire at the same time
Oh, okay. Very well
with
then.
Eldritch Blast. So,
Okay, so-
I will cast Hex as my bonus action though on the big guy.
Okay, and how much damage does that do? Do I need to make a
It
save?
no, it doesn't do anything. It's my bonus action. I'm setting the Hex on him.
Right, you're setting the hex. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
All right then. Goblin, this guy takes a javelin and casts it in your direction, but they all seem to be aiming pretty heavily at Adrik. The javelin bounces off the pillar next to you, Adrik, doing nothing. It kind of makes a bit of a limp noise as it lands on the ground next to you. It's your turn, Adrik.
How far are they from me?
Oh. 60 feet.
I am going to take a dash action. So that's two of my walking speeds. That's 50 feet, and I'm going to. Oh wait, no, I can't. That's not a bonus action. Let me double check. shit, no, that is an action. So I'm going to just hold up there, 10 feet away from them.
So, okay, so you're just going to dash.
Yep, gonna get closer.
Okay. And what you can do is you can take cover by
yes,
either a pillar or a large piece of a wall, a gate. The gate that was lying there. Welcome, MKP1809. Thank you for following our little channel. We appreciate your interest.
Yeah, so once the javelin hits, I'm going to take my moment, duck out, and run at them, and shield up, and then roll behind a bit of debris on the side there.
Okay, so you do that. All right, you're not taking a hide action or anything like that because you don't actually have any more actions up your sleeve, but you are taking cover. Okay, that makes sense. All right, so we're going to call that half cover.
Cool, brilliant. That gives me an extra 2 AC.
Yep, I think so. You might want to double check, but I believe
I will double check now.
All right, and Milford Brixton.
I'm going to take my short bow, if it's within range.
Yep.
And I'm going to fire at the big dude.
Okay, well, please roll to hit.
15.
15. Total 15 on him. Oh, unfortunately that does not hit.
Okay.
Does not hit. Okay, so Edryn, this is your turn. What are you going to do?
How close are the goblin? Are any of the goblins grouped closely together?
Well, there seems to be two main groups of them, one on either side of that entrance, and there might be another group further back in the dark over the horizon that you can't see. The horizon of the entrance to the mound.
Are the goblins in the first group, are they within 5 feet of each other roughly?
Yep.
In that case, I'm going to move forward 30 feet.
Okay.
I'm going to cast Ice Knife at first level. I'm going to cast it at the toughest looking one of the first bunch.
Okay.
So that is only an 11 to hit, but so I assume that misses. But can every goblin within 5 feet, including itself, make a dexterity saving throw, please?
Okay. What happens if they make the save? Is it half or no damage?
It's half damage if they save.
All right. So you better roll the damage anyway, just so we know what that is, what the full and the half damage is.
Right, so it's 6 if they fail and 3 if they succeed.
6 if they fail and 3 if they succeed. Okay, cool. Alright, wow. Okay, good. Nice. So I just sort of see you slinking up the side of the staircase next to the pillars as quickly as you can, and firing off this ice knife into the void there, into the darkness. And you hear a lot of goblins making a lot of grunting noises from up there at this point. You don't know if you've killed anything or not. It's hard to say. It's still... they've got a bit of cover around there. So yeah, they're operating with cover the same way that you guys can, and the way Adrik is.
Oh yes, I'll definitely, if I can, crouch behind some sort of rubble, if possible.
Okay, yeah, so you can take half cover as well, so you can add 2 to your armor class right now.
You also get +2 on dex saving throws because of that.
Oh, nice. That's good to know. Thank you.
Huzzah!
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 So, who's the closest out of you guys at this point? Is that actually still Adrik?
It's me, I think. I'm 10 feet away from them.
Oh, Adrik. All right, so the big guy comes charging out at you, Adrik. We'll call him the goblin boss. He comes at you with a scimitar. What's your armor class again?
21 currently. In close combat, will the half cover take effect?
He comes jumping over the top of the thing that you're taking cover behind, the gate, the broken piece of rubble, and lands on the other side, so that your half cover is not worth a damn right now. It's good for melee. It's good for range weapons, but it's not good for what this guy's doing.
Okay, so it's 19.
Okay, well, he misses you with his first attack. He takes another attack at you because he's a dirty old goblin boss. And he misses you again. Okay, another goblin from up the top fires a shot at Milford Brixton. It misses you, Milford, but only just.
Okay.
Gudael, it's your turn. What are you going to do?
I'm going to get my spiritual weapon up. So that's one action, right?
Yep, that's an action.
And can I fire it as a bonus action, or do I have to?
I believe you can move it as part of your action to when you first use it. You might want to just double check what the rules are with that. Let's have a look.
Yeah.
Where are you, Gudael? Let me see. Where's your spells?
Love it.
Spiritual weapon. Here it is. Okay. You create a floating spectral weapon within range that lasts for the duration or until you cast the spell again. When you cast the spell, you can make a melee spell attack against a creature within 5 feet of the weapon. So it's got a 60-foot range, and it takes a bonus action to do this. Apparently, it's a bonus action to do this, but that's interesting. Okay. As a bonus action on your turn, you can move the weapon. So if you've already used your bonus action on this turn, you can't use it to move it again if you kill something, for example. But you've cast it, and you can summon it at the location on the first summoning. Right? So you can choose where you want it to appear. So you're using a bonus action to summon it at the location of the goblin you want to hit.
Great. The closest one, please.
All right, very good. You summon it to... That's going to be the boss guy.
Good.
He's the nearest to Adrik right now. Okay, good. So
Roll to hit.
Roll to hit, please. Yeah.
It's a 15.
A 15, you say. That is a total misses, unfortunately. He's quite armored, this goblin boss. He's got all sorts of mismatched bits of armor from various previous adventurers, and in fact, anyone who cares to look can make a perception check.
How close is he to me?
Oh, he's about 15 feet away from you, from where you are, back down by a pillar.
Great. Can I run at him with my Mace of Disruption?
Yes, you can.
Good. I want to try to crack him on the head.
All right, so that's going to be an action. Roll to hit.
I rolled a dirty 20 on that perception check.
Did you? Leith, what you notice is that he's wearing little bits of armor that have strange elven motifs in it.
I rolled...
You would notice this too.
I only rolled an 8, so I don't think I
No,
noticed.
you don't hit, I'm afraid. Okay, so
Oh no, I rolled my perception was an 8, but my hit was 17.
17. Oh, that does actually just hit. Excellent. So you go crack him with the Mace of Disruption. What's your damage? Gudael.
It's a 6.
It's a 6. Well then, you smash his skull directly. It just hits him on the head and goes right through to the floor and splits his skull in half, along with the helmet that he was wearing.
Thank you.
And you have to rip it out again to get the mace out of the skull. Yeah, he's well dead. Okay. At that point, arrows start flying from above, and one just flies overhead. Another one flies overhead. This is the worst dice in the world. Adrik, what's your armor class? 19, isn't it? That's going to hit you.
21 when ranged.
Oh, 21. Okay. That misses you then. Okay. 3. Last but not least. These guys suck at using short bows. Leith, it's your turn.
Okay, so the boss is dead.
The boss is dead. Long live the boss.
Let's move that hex onto the last guy, the second guy that I hit,
Okay.
and I'll Eldritch Blast him and his buddy.
All right. Roll to hit.
9 for the first one.
And that misses.
21 for the second.
Okay, that hits for sure.
Doing 6 points of damage.
6 points of damage. You annihilate him. So he just, you hit him in the face with that, and he just goes. And,
That was the second one. That was the non-hexed one, wasn't it?
yep, and he burns up and dies.
Okay.
His body kind of collapses to the ground in a steaming pile of goblin goo. Yes. So the boss is dead, and now we're on to Adrik.
I'm going to jump over the bit of debris.
Yep.
And I'm going to run up into the crowd of goblins, and I'm going to swing at the closest one. The one that
Right.
comes like, just, all right, well, you'll do.
All right, roll to hit.
Huzzah. That is a dirty 20.
Dirty 20 definitely hits. 2 damage.
Apple just let me. There we go, lovely. That is a 12 damage on that for my first hit.
Okay, you smash this goblin. This was an untouched goblin. He's completely fresh and clean for battle, and you just destroy him or her. You don't know what it was, but you smack him up against the wall, basically, and crush all his ribs and bones, and blood just pours out of his mouth in front of you.
Suck my hammer out of it. Good night, sweet prince and/or princess. And I down on the next one.
Slumps to the floor. Okay, you see a number of fairly injured goblins up here. So yeah, this is from the ice knife. They're all kind of frozen, and they've got shards of ice stuck in them, you notice. The wall itself has this sheer sheen of ice all over it as well. So roll to hit for your next attack, please.
Yes. That is a 18.
Definitely hits. Roll your damage. In fact, don't even bother rolling your damage. You kill the next goblin. You can tell me all about how you do that.
Pulling the gory side of the hammer from the other gentleman, I find the closest one. I go, you'll do also, and right into his chest, caving that in. There's a little bit of goblin in another goblin.
Right.
Splattered on another goblin.
Right. So you're kind of spinning from goblin to goblin, ripping your hammer out of one and spinning it into the next one. And
Yeah, it looks like a comic book of Wolverine, but instead of knives, it's a hammer. It's just a flat bludgeoning death storm.
it's what they call the goblin dance down in the Banakaya.
They do. Adrik placed second in the annual Goblin Dance Festival.
Right.
Of 3.
Right, I see. Very good. Okay, so that's nice. Where are we at now? Adrik, Milford Brixton. Don't forget spacebar to talk.
I'm going to dash up and get closer
So that's a
and take my swords out.
bonus action for you for dashing, because you're a specialist rogue to do that. All right, so
Yep.
you still have an action, and it's a free action to draw your sword. So you dash up the steps, you draw your swords, and then...
And attack who?
Sorry, attack what?
Attack a goblin if I get one in the road.
Very well, roll a hit, please, with your short sword. Dun, 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 dun. A 21, yes, you definitely hit. You don't need to roll damage because, oh, actually, no, you do need to roll damage. We still do have fresh goblins up here. And I cannot hear anyone.
Just muted so our ambient noise doesn't ruin everything.
Yes. Yes. So, Barry, what's your damage roll there, mate? Oh, an 8 for damage. I see it now. Okay, yeah, you destroy another goblin. How do you do it, mate? To use Matt Mercer's little phrase. Not that I'm a...
I basically stab him right through the throat.
Right through the throat. Okay. And he kind of staggers back and falls on his knees, and you rip the sword out of his throat. The other 3 goblins that are here, who are relatively well bashed up, kind of look at you and throw their hands up, dropping their weapons, but it's Edryn's turn. Edryn, you're stepping up into this situation right now, if you choose to.
I am going to remove myself from cover, point my wand at them, and slowly begin to approach, cautiously, readying a firebolt in case one of them makes a quick move. But I'm going over to secure them.
All right.
I think they're surrendering. Anyone understand what they're saying?
They're not speaking Undercommon, are they?
They're not speaking Undercommon. They're speaking Goblin.
No, I have no idea. Anybody speak whatever that is?
Leith, is your comprehend languages still up?
They're of no use to us. I just say we destroy them.
Oh, they've surrendered.
They've surrendered. There's no.
Have
no
they?
need.
Have
Yeah.
they? They're duplicitous little shits. That's what they are. And I think they should be wiped off the face of the earth.
I agree with Leith. Given the chance, they'll turn on us again.
Do you really think they're much of a threat to us?
What
Yes, but
happened?
they're
What happened
just
to our
wasting
dear
space,
sweet
really.
Gudael?
One of them tries to throw a dagger at you, Milford. It rolls a 20 to hit.
Oh, does that trigger my prepared action
It does.
of the firebolt? That one's frying.
Milford, you take 5 points of piercing damage from the thrown dagger.
I got a nat 1, so it misses.
Are we still in initiative?
Yep.
Yep. Seeing that, Milford is gonna. Leith is gonna aim up at that goblin
Okay.
that fired at Milford.
It's going to be Gudael's turn first.
Yep.
Am I close enough to disrupt them with my mace?
You'll have to tell me what that does.
My mace of disruption?
Yep.
It's... Oh,
Let's tell the audience, at the very least.
alright, so I give like an underhand and mace in the head
All right, roll to hit.
and
Gudael.
come on, roll. It's a little bit underwhelming. A 13.
13 does that hit? Does that hit? Does that hit? It does not actually hit. You kind of sort of hit him, but it kind of just bounces along the side of his arm and his
Too
armor
excited.
without doing
I got too
anything.
excited and tripped, I think.
He's trying to move out of the way, and at this point your eyes are adjusting and you're realizing that right behind these three goblins that are currently trying to surrender, or at least two of them are, the third one's trying to escape now, there is a large broken crack that descends into the ground, into the darkness, this big pit basically behind them. It's all jagged shapes, where the floor just drops away in this very unpleasant looking way.
Am I very close to this? Am I about to lose my balance and go over?
No, you're not that close. No.
Okay.
You're just in the doorway at this point. You guys are standing in the doorway. This is about 10, 20, 30, 40 feet back from there,
Ew.
where they've basically retreated to this point now. Okay, so you've done your action. Leith, it's now your turn.
Okay. Is the one that I have the hex on still alive?
Yes.
It is. Okay. Is that the same one that that threw the dagger at Milford?
It is not.
It is not. So I will fire my first Eldritch Blast at the one that I have hexed,
Okay.
and the second one at the one that fired on Milford.
Okay. So the first one misses.
Misses. The second one's a
Oh,
19.
the second one definitely hits. Okay, cool.
Uh,
This is the one
And
that hit
does-
Milford.
Yep. 9 points of damage.
You toast him. He basically another pile of goblin goo, this time falling into the hole that is behind him. You hear his little voice trail off into the distance as he falls. Okay. Adrik. There's one.
Adrik doesn't particularly want to end these ones for, or the one that has surrendered. However, he has.
One of them's trying to run around the pit at this point.
How close is that one to Adrik?
And he's the one that threw the dagger at Milford. You could intercept him. He's 20 feet away.
I'd like to intercept him.
All right, and you want to hit him?
Yes.
Okay.
I can't communicate to him. There's no point in me grappling.
Okay.
So I'm just going to wail on him.
All right, roll to hit.
That is a 20.
All right. Well, he has 1 hit point. So what do you do to him?
He's over the pit, or he's close to the pit.
He's close to the pit. Yeah.
I'm just going to shoulder charge him with my shield and send him spiraling into the abyss.
All right. This succeeds effectively, and he goes flying off the edge. His feet scuff on the surface for a moment, and he trips backwards, and he cries out as he tumbles backwards into the hole. He or she, I'm using the term he a lot, but my apologies, he could easily be a female goblin, you don't know.
Using the remainder of my 5 feet, I'm going to turn around, walk 5 feet towards the group. That one made a poor choice, but the remaining one has done nothing.
The last one's just looking around with his hands in the air, holding its hands up.
I defer to the democracy to decide his fate.
Are we out of combat?
You're now out of combat.
I mean, really, what use is it taking a prisoner in this place?
None. But
Well, my father-in-law said something the exact same thing when he was talking about my people, but whatever you think, Leith, let's just mercilessly kill people that are simply protecting lands that they hold as theirs and are holding off invaders that are slaughtering their people.
You're calling these people?
Yes.
Goblins. They're a blight on the land. They're vermin. They're nothing more.
out of curiosity, how do you feel about Drow we spared?
Well, Drow are quite intelligent, and
They're slavers.
well, yes, I
Goblins
don't condone
just
that
kill
in the
people.
slightest.
At least the goblins kill you quickly. The drow make you work for it.
Well, you
But they're tall and
raise a
they're
good
beautiful,
point,
and these things are short and ugly. But
but it's not. It's not
and there's
about.
something.
Aye, short and ugly. Short.
They are a nuisance.
They are. I agree. Very much a nuisance.
Is that just because they aren't elves?
No.
No, it's because they're constantly attacking us.
We walked into their home. We had a job to do, but this one and the women down there have surrendered. Adric's gonna walk up to the goblin, put his hand on his shoulder, and go. Should gesture for him to get on his knees.
I don't see why you're bothering about this, Edric. There will be much more intelligent beings further down.
So you depend worth on intelligence. But we saved an owlbear which objectively has less intelligence than a goblin.
Yes, but the owlbear was cute.
That also attacked us. There was 2 owlbears that attacked us. And that one didn't. And we spared it. Other goblins attacked us. This one didn't.
Oh, keep it then. Just don't put it anywhere near me.
Are we
Then
not
it's gonna
concerned it may endanger us if it goes back to its nest?
Aye. Leith just slew 3 goblins by himself. I slew another 2 on my own, amongst these 6 that ambushed us. I heartily don't think they're an issue.
And in that case, we might as well go downstairs and slaughter the women, because they could go do that as well.
Can you guys make perception checks, please?
I'll thank you for less of the sarcasm. Thank you, Mr. Edryn.
16.
16, okay. All right, and you guys, who among you has dark vision? Everybody right now, is that right?
120 feet of dark vision.
Yep.
Wow,
As opposed to-
120 feet of dark vision.
Nice. The eyes of the stone.
60 feet.
Okay.
24 for my perception.
Wow, holy crap. Okay. So let me just have a look at those numbers. Let me see the numbers on my screen. Perception. So Adrik 16, Leith 21, Edryn 13, Gudael 24, Milford Brixton. I don't have a number yet. There it is, coming up. 24, 21, 16. These are good numbers. Okay, Milford, why are you distracted?
Because I can't believe what I'm hearing. These are supposed to be the good guys. I'm a bad guy. They're good guys. Now they're...
Camera.
I mean, Leith, you know. Leith, can I have a talk with you, lad?
Oh, what is it, Milford? We've got to keep moving.
Slaps him at the back of the head.
What's
What
that
the-
for?
What the hell is wrong with you?
With the
Suddenly you want to kill everything in sight, do you?
No, not
That's-
at all.
That's my job, not your job.
Just goblins, in fact.
Don't forget how to be yourself. Don't let all this change you, you know.
Oh, I certainly won't.
Are you
I
sure?
know.
Yes. You're sounding different to me.
Well, perhaps I'll just shut up then.
I'm not wanting you to shut up, lad. I'm just asking you to remember who you are and what you believe.
I know perfectly well what I
I
believe.
can't even believe I'm saying this. I'm the bad guy here. Just leave the bad guy stuff to me and you do the good guy stuff, okay?
If your well-being, your family was threatened on a daily basis by goblins, you would hate them too, Milford.
Are you threatened on a daily basis by goblins? I didn't know this.
My enclave was, yes.
Yeah, I can understand where you're coming from then. I've never seen this in you before.
Well, see it now.
Okay. But please try to hold on, will ya?
I didn't kill that one.
Not for the want of trying. Just because there's one bad thing in the world doesn't mean every one of them is bad.
Russell,
Yes.
is that the one that threw the knife? Oh no, I killed that one, didn't I?
Yep, you did.
Yeah, yep.
It seems each goblin we encounter requires a moral discussion of whether we should let it live or not.
Oh, you know, I work on this premise. If it's trying to kill me, then I kill it. That's my premise.
They were firing arrows at us, Milford.
I know, but what about the ones that surrendered?
Speaking of which, at that point, those of you who rolled your perception checks, now what did we get? We got 16, 21, 13, 24. Everybody except Milford sees the arrow come flying down the corridor past some rubble that's on the other side of the hole in the ground, and a little goblin head that popped over the top of it to fire the arrow. The arrow hits you, Milford, whilst you're having this conversation, and you take 5 points of damage.
Sakes.
See, this is what happens, Milford, when you disagree.
Can we tell this goblin to tell his friends to stop attacking us?
I just have one thing to say about the whole thing. Ouch.
You've taken 10 points of damage at this point, Milford, so far.
Yes, and he just said his one thing.
Right.
Ouch.
And we're going to stick with the same initiative as we had before.
Can we see it? Can we see this further goblin?
You can see that he's taking cover from behind a pile of rubble. And for your information, okay, so what you've got in front of you is a large pit that's very irregular shaped, kind of like lots of jagged little crevasses coming off one another. On your left-hand side, this massive chamber kind of extends, and there's another pit that's smashed all the way through a big rectangular sort of pillar on your left-hand side. To the right-hand side, there's another one of these large rectangular pillars mirroring that one, which is a lot less damaged, but it does have a lot of cracks through it. All the walls are very cracked, and there's rubble all over the floor. Ahead of you, the darkness goes off into the distance, beyond the distance of even Adric's dark vision. And the chamber is 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60 feet wide. The corridor is 60 feet wide. And on the left and right-hand side, there is also a large stone structure, like possibly rooms. It's hard to say what they are, but they're on either side with tunnels going around them. So there's a central tunnel, a left-hand tunnel, a right-hand tunnel, and the central tunnel is the widest by far. Okay?
Okay.
Uh-oh.
And ahead of you, in the central tunnel, in the rubble on the left-hand side of the central tunnel, is where the arrow came from, and there is at least one goblin there.
Is my spiritual weapon still up?
I will say that it is, but it's only going to be up for about a round because you guys have been talking.
Right.
Sorry, Russell. Just to be clear, just so I recall, I don't quite recall what our mission was coming in here from last session.
Mm-hmm.
So our victory condition was just to eliminate all the goblins.
Well, your victory condition was your plan was to clear the place out so that you could use it as some sort of base. I believe that was the overall objective, was it not?
Yeah.
Yep, you clear it out.
It's where we're gonna put the money.
Right, that was your plan, is to put the treasure here, right?
Yes.
Right, it has access to a sort of a beaching area where you could bring a ship up to it fairly closely. Right, That's true. Okay, so another arrow comes flying in your direction at this point. Adrik, you take 8 points of damage.
Okay.
This time it comes from the left-hand tunnel. My apologies there, Gudael.
The left-hand tunnel. Okay. Can I send my spiritual weapon down the left-hand tunnel, please?
You can. All right, you want to roll to hit something?
Yes, please.
All right, give it a go.
Oh, dang it. 7.
All right, and at that point the spiritual weapon fades out. What are you guys doing?
Did we see anything? Did the spiritual weapon light up any further goblins?
You can literally hear several goblins down that side, and also down the middle tunnel, and possibly down the right-hand tunnel as well.
Lots.
Right.
They're kind of whispering to each other, and occasionally you hear something like a footstep or a loose stone. Something drops a long distance. Dunk, 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 dunk.
Can I send a sacred flame down the central one as an action?
You can. It's not likely to hit anything unless you have a target,
Okay.
though.
Right, fair enough.
You could use it to light it up,
Right, let's do that.
bearing in mind that you do have dark vision. So,
True.
okay. So you're gonna send a
Yeah.
sacred flame down there. Okay, no problem. All right. So you drop the sacred flame down further up, and you notice that the central tunnel, the part that you're standing on, there's a groove in the floor that's about 20 feet wide. So it's a 60-foot wide passageway, and it's got a 20-foot on either side of that. There's about a foot-high kind of platform with a 1 foot lowered space down the center of it, almost like an aisle, or does that make sense? Kind of like, imagine a red carpet, except it's not carpet, it's just a sunken space that's 10 feet or 1 foot lower than the rest of it. Makes sense? Hopefully. Yep. There's puddles of water in there and such as well. You can see arrows stuck in the mud and a few bits of wooden junk. There's an old broken wagon. It looks like some goblin construct thrown against a wall. Further up there, when your sacred flame drops down in that distance, that's what you see lit up for a moment. You think you see a shield move. The goblin nearby you guys that's surrendered.
I wish I knew what he was saying.
Can you speak to him in Undercommon and see if he responds?
I can give it a go. Hello, can you understand me? In this language. Adrik's gonna try giant. How about this one?
Okay, so I'm just going to assume
much
you
to
guys are
hope
taking
for.
some sort of cover, because otherwise you're standing out in the open. Nobody said this. I would like to point out. None of you
yes,
have said that you're taking cover or hiding.
I thought we were going in initiative order.
Right.
Okay.
Fair call.
Awesome.
That is a fair call. All right. All right. Well, we seem to have abandoned initiative order at this point, so let's just go back to non-combat for a minute.
All right. No, I thought maybe Undercommon would work, and it does not. And just in case, I tried giant, and I don't think he speaks Celestial or Dwarven.
Right.
Try Dwarven. I'm gonna speak to him very quickly in Dwarven. See anything.
Not getting anything from him from that. No. You're
nothing. Great.
Yeah. Yeah. However, you do hear a voice come from down the corridor.
What you say?
In Undercommon.
Oh, thank Christ. Hello, we don't entirely mean harm. I'm dropping my weapons and I'm walking closer to you. Listen for the sound of my hammer hitting the ground. Adrik's gonna raise his weapons as high as he can and drop them, so they make a loud crashing sound.
What you want here?
I'd like to parley very quickly by myself, you and I.
Parley? You
Aye,
want
have
to
a quick
speak
chat.
with us?
Aye?
We are
enough.
very busy.
You sound very busy.
Put down your weapon. Come.
Adrik walks forward.
Okay.
And I turn around to the other guys and go, it's fine, I'm going to be quick chat. That being said, just in case, get ready. And I'm going to keep walking.
Would you like me to come with you, just for backup?
In
In case we need a quick escape?
I should be fine just by
Wait
myself.
a minute. Tell him what we've come to speak to his leader.
Good idea. We've come to speak to your leader. I'm coming closer now.
You want speak with King Okkar Devok?
There is nothing in Sidariel that I would love more at this moment.
All of you.
All of
Aye,
us. Yes.
all of us.
Put down your weapons.
All of you, weapons down.
To the ground.
On your knees.
Okay.
What are you doing? Put your weapon on the ground.
We're putting weapons on the ground.
Yep,
I'm
all done.
putting weapons on the ground.
Weapons down, mace gone, sword gone.
Leith will put down his staff.
All right. This group of goblins, there's about 10 of them, creep out from all directions and start sort of surrounding you with spears pointing in your directions. They're kind of hunched over and they've got shields, and they come up quite cautiously around you.
What you wanting? You want to speak with the king?
Aye. I've had my fill of death today.
Hand over your weapons.
Leith. Oh, no. I don't know. I can't
Adrik,
understand this.
Adrik puts both his hammers and his hand axes on his shield and slides it forward. Here you go. Gesture of good faith.
Good. Okay, come, get them.
They start speaking
What
in
are you
goblin.
doing?
They start collecting your weapons.
I'm parleying. I'm tired of killing. Tired of killing people weaker than me.
a group of them come up to you and take your weapons off you.
I was rather fond of that new mace.
It's okay, we'll get it back. We're gonna go talk to their king.
I'm going to quickly
Better be getting that back.
I'm going to quickly pull my wand up my sleeve, conjure a knife, and then hand it over to them.
Hey, look at you.
All right. Very good.
Can
you make a sleight of hand check, please?
Yep, sorry.
So, okay, Adrik, what are you going to do?
Talking to the head honcho. Friend, what's your name? I can't keep addressing you as you.
Grokab.
Grukab. My name is Adrik.
Adrik.
Edryn. Brixton. Gudael. And Leith.
You killed many of our people.
Aye.
Why you kill so many? Now you want to talk?
I have grown tired of killing.
Oh.
The other one goes,
Oh, bear in mind, we could finish the rest of you. However, however,
time out for
I don't
Edryn.
want to. Yep, sorry, Edryn, I'm so sorry.
Oh, no, that's fine. I rolled a 5, but I'm going to use the inspiration point Orson D gave me to re-roll.
Oh, nice. Go.
18.
That's more like it. Okay, good work. Okay, so you hide the knife and you hand
Thank you,
over the
Orson
wand.
D.
They're busy inspecting the wand and stuff. You literally noticed at that point they're all a bit distracted.
Oh no! So I hid the wand up my sleeve, conjured the knife, gave him the knife.
Oh, I
so
see.
he can examine. So what looked like a knife in my hand to them is a knife, but I've got my wand still on my person.
I see. Okay, in which case they're not too terribly distracted. It's just a knife. Okay, fair, cool. Very good.
So come, we take you to the king.
Do me a favor, just look after our weapons. We'll want those back later once we finish talking.
Yes, you get them back. I make sure you get them back. I bring them to you.
Very kind of you.
What's all this laughing about? I don't trust it.
Nor do I, Leith.
Stay skeptical, but they're taking us to their king, and if all things go less than ideal...
Be careful, the floor is very dangerous.
He says be careful of the floor. As I was saying, if all things go pear-shaped, you've got a lovely, big, important target to destroy. Says all in common.
All right. So you guys follow them, I am assuming? Okay, so you go down this large chamber and you notice there's a number of other corridors that come off this place. It all seems very symmetrical, at least it once was, but it has these huge chasms cracked into the floor now, massive gaps and holes, cracks in the walls. The frescoes are long fallen apart, the colors are all very, very faded, almost gone altogether in fact, but this place must have been wondrous some time ago. And you eventually come to what would be called a megaron, like a throne room. And there is a huge stone throne up ahead, like a giant's throne. Massive thing. And all around this large chamber, this massive room, you notice that there are cages and huts built on stilts with little walkways crossing between them, and goblins. It's like a little village has been built in here, and there's dozens of goblins. And right now there is some sort of goblin authority sitting on the step of the throne, because the throne is just far too big to make any kind of sense of for these goblins. There's no way they could even get up to it and sit on it comfortably. But there's a ladder that goes up to the step, which the Goblin King, who's wearing this crown, is sitting upon. And on his left-hand side is this very arcane-looking goblin with some bottles around its belt and a long robe and a staff with a sort of hooked end on the end of it and various feathers and things hanging from its robes. And in front of him, there is a goblin on its knees, currently being talked to. And all around the room there seems to be this kind of court being held. It's like the king's holding court in this location at present. And you hear the name Kurgor being mentioned a number of times, and you begin to assume that Kurgor must be the name of the goblin that's on the floor in the front.
This is our king. His name Ogkar Devok.
Ogkar Devok. Lovely.
Yes.
And you notice that the goblins that are standing around the main court, per se, they all have whips. They've got these red and yellow whips that they hold. And you notice that many of the other goblins around the room in various directions have various scars that look like they might match those whips. But yeah, the magic user, I'm going to call him a magic user per se, or a druid or some sort of spellcaster, you don't really know. They call him the Booyag. And the Booyag, he has this big cauldron that he's stirring at present behind or to the left-hand side of the king. And you can smell this putrid stink rising out of this cauldron and filling the air with this noxious gas. And the king ushers you forward. He says, he turns to Kurgor.
Exile!
And you all recognize the word exile in common. It's like sometimes when you use like a French word or a word from another language because it has some kind of special gravitas. So Kurgor looks very upset about this, and the guards drag him off, and that's the end of him. And then the goblin that you were talking to in the first place, Grokab, he ushers you forward.
Then
he bows down in front of the king and speaks this whole big goblin speech in front of you, and then the king turns to you and he says in quite broken common,
what do you all want here? Why you come to the court of Ogkar Devok?
Ogkar Devok, we have come to your caves to broker a peace. I believe that there is...
You killed my people!
We were attacked.
He adjusts his crown.
I buy your woman!
She's not for sale.
I buy your elves!
They're their own people, I'm afraid.
The human must be for sale!
I'm afraid not.
There is no buying any of us, thank you very much.
What you come here for?
I believe we can make a deal that would be mutually beneficial.
Come, sell me the elves, I give you a good price.
I'm afraid they're my friends, and I couldn't possibly sell them, King Ogkar Devok.
What do you want then? Why you come here?
We have grown tired of killing, and we also have a lot of gold that we would like to leave here with you.
What?
A whole lot of golds.
You crazy, what are you talking? This is a trick.
He turns to the one next to him.
Booyag! Magluglot!
Maglugalot turns to you guys, and he says in better common than the king has,
why would you bring your gold to us?
There is no safer place than your caves, as we have discovered against your most powerful, brave warriors.
You're trying to trick us. What do you really want?
That's it. I'd simply like to leave our gold here, nice and safe.
make a deception check, please.
I'm actually being completely honest with them. That was our goal.
That is true.
Persuasion, I guess?
Persuasion, yeah, okay, persuasion. That makes better sense.
Wow, that's a solid 9. He doesn't believe me at all.
Doesn't believe you at all. It's too suspicious. It sounds ridiculous.
Now, on top of all the gold, which, yeah, you'd have to see it to believe it, to be honest.
Basically, he doesn't believe it because Leith is like staring at Adrik, going, "What? What are you even talking about?"
Did you say that, or are you just looking at me?
Yeah, it'll just be a like an admonishing look.
And great King Okardivok, what would you say to a alliance?
He's a great
with
king.
Aye. What would you say to the alliance with the future king of Sidariel?
Future king.
Aye.
Alliance. I am the future king of Sidariel. I am the now king of Sidariel.
Well, what would you say to an alliance of the Elven King? Consider, great King Okardivok. You could slay us. You could slay many people that come. But more will keep coming. And they will gradually wear you down until there is nothing remaining. But, and here's the brilliant thing, by partnering with the great elven armies above ground, you can secure your lineage, your dynasty, for millennia. The elves have long memories, as do the dwarves, and we can assure you that you stay well loved in history, unmolested by time.
You have gold here now.
Aye. Adrik is gonna just pull out his money sack and is gonna shake 500 gold onto the floor.
500 gold. You're carrying 500 gold?
I'm carrying 1,000, I believe.
Do you have a bag of holding? Are you carrying this in?
I'm just incredibly strong.
Okay.
Where's my equipment? Yeah, 1,000 gold.
Wow. Okay. No wonder you.
I don't want to kill any more people. I just want this guy on my side.
So you pour this. How much of the 500 gold onto the floor in front of him?
I mean, I'll be a bit more reasonable. Runs this fucking piles to go 100 gold on the floor.
Okay, 100 gold.
Ha!
Great King Okardivok, we have so much gold that I could quite happily just leave that on the floor.
He stands up and he takes a couple of steps towards you. At this point, you notice that his mouth is stained red and his teeth are stained red. And
does it look like blood?
Could be. You've no idea.
It could just be borscht. I don't know.
Could be. You don't know.
Beetroot makes everything red.
But you notice that everybody here, actually, at this point, you've been here long enough to start noticing this, has got these red stained mouths and teeth. It's on their faces. And if you make a perception check for me, everyone, please. A 10. Yeah, you're kind of just
25.
25. Okay, Leith. All right.
18.
18. Leith and Gudael.
15.
Leith, Gudael, and Edryn. Milford, what did you get there? Milford was that an 8? Was that an 8? Yep. Okay. Can't hear you, by the way, Milford. So yeah,
sorry,
those of you that got successful checks there, you'll notice that large cauldron has very red-looking liquid inside it. That's causing this noxious smell to fill the air.
With Adrik is very not keen to kill and also genocide, especially after everything he's learned recently from Maith, because he doesn't want to do what he believes. God, what's the elven god's name again?
Coralon Larathian.
No, the one that Sahanin. He doesn't want to be like that. He doesn't want to just cast down judgment without first getting them to do something to save themselves.
All right. So the king turns to you guys and he begins to walk down the steps in your direction.
He says, "You make good offer, dwarf. You are Adrik, yes, you say?"
That is I. I can assure you, my king, you will get no better offer.
I see.
Consider a whole bunch of gold, lovely, safe.
How much
Can't
gold
buy
do you
your-
say you have?
Not only that, Adrik, but our leader will make sure that nobody comes here from up top to hurt them.
You will be safe for all time.
By the way, they're speaking in common, you guys, so you know that
Yeah.
you know what they're saying.
Yep.
Okay. The booyag comes down next to the king. He says, he or she says,
Perhaps you would like to try the watch route.
and
What is the watch route?
points towards the cauldron.
Come
Forgive me,
drink with
but-
us. We
Why
make
not?
our deal. Take seats. Bring the chairs.
And they start speaking in goblin, and these various goblins come forward with these wooden contraptions that look kind of like chairs, something like seats, and they form a circle with them.
Can I make an insight check on to see if he's trying to do something shifty with us?
You can make an insight check.
All right. Oh, while Edryn's doing that, Gudael's going to send a message to Leith.
15, by the way.
This is really reminding me of some childhood stories that I was told about the Taker. Do you know it? The Taker comes and takes elves in the evening, and they try to make a skin or an outfit out of the elf skin.
I can't say that I know it, but it sounds about right.
I do not like this situation.
Neither do I, and it smells.
So the insight check, you don't think it's hard to say. It's hard to say, Edryn. He's not an elf or a human. You can't tell what his intentions are, but you don't think so if you had to guess. Or he's very good at being deceptive.
What would he have to gain by deceiving us now? He's got some gold, but we promised that he could have a lot more around him.
So what they do is they form the circle and they usher you to sit down on these chairs. Do you accept?
Adrik does.
All right.
I'll follow Adrik.
Come join us.
And they bring.
Leith is going to stay exactly where he is.
He doesn't move.
Why your friend not come to sit with us?
He's a bit suspicious. Leave him where he is. You can trust me, friend.
I prefer to stay and watch, observe from over here with Leith. Thank you very much.
So you're not here for slave?
No,
You not have slave?
we're here to talk. We're here to make a mutually beneficial deal.
You are very peculiar.
Says the booyag.
I've seen too many people with power take from people without.
Pour out a bowl. This looks like a white bowl, with this red liquid. Each. You can make perception checks, please.
Yep. Perception. That's a crit one. I don't. Oh, yeah, it's a crit one. I don't know fucking thing.
14.
So Adrik, you're clearly not looking at the bowl.
I do not want to.
Doesn't matter. Mine was a cock too.
9.
You-
9.
No.
14 for me.
14. Okay. The 14. Edryn, you recognize the bowl is made out of bone. It's some kind of skull. It's like the pan of somebody's head.
They're not gonna make it out of glass. They don't have glass.
I have glass. Yeah. Big furnaces, not here. You
Right.
seen the sand? Impossible.
Right. Right. Exactly. Could have been wooden. But
I haven't seen any saws.
could have been
They got
stone.
the trees in the Underdark?
They got knives and sticks. They don't have saws. We're gonna cut up a tree.
Right.
Excuse me, Your Majesty.
Who are you? Yes.
My name is Milford Brixton.
Speak, the Brixton man.
I don't drink when I'm doing business with somebody important.
Ah, you must drink. It is tradition of goblin.
It's not tradition of Milford.
I will drink on his behalf.
You must drink on his behalf. It is not acceptable for business.
They give you his
Did you say I
bell.
can or I can't drink on his behalf?
You must.
Oh, I will drink on his behalf.
All right.
He's the drinker in the family, you see.
During this
to me,
conversation,
friends.
Yes, Edryn.
during this conversation, I'm gonna cast detect magic
Uh-huh.
and see if anything is pinging off shaman, goblin, king, or the bowl/cauldron.
Okay. What's the range on detect magic?
Detect magic is, I believe, 30. Hang on, that's mage armor. Where's detect magic? It's 30 within 30 feet,
Right.
and it lasts 10 minutes with concentration.
Right. So the stew or whatever it is, this red substance in the liquid, does have some magical concentration. The shaman, the Buyag Magluglot, he also seems to have a number of objects on him that seems to glow or detect, give off some magic aura. Further to that, there is something underneath the throne, the throne, not the big throne, but the goblin's throne, some sort of box or something under there that's giving off a rim of magic there too, seeping out of the cracks of that container. Yeah.
I hope you don't mind, Mr. Maguglot. But what exactly is in this?
The watch root?
Yes. What sort of root?
The root of what?
This brought to us betrayed by the Maconasid people.
Gudael is silent.
Can I do a history check?
You can make a history check.
It'd make your teeth red, very beautiful. Yes.
Oh, it just go lovely with my beard, don't you think, my lord?
Yes, looks very beautiful. You can have one of our people for fuck if you want.
Eglot offered himself to me, and unfortunately...
Eglot is a fool.
I agree. Is that why he was in the cage?
Oh, yes. He tried to steal the things. He tries to sell the children of Rilgrem to the slavers, the ashen ones.
Perhaps you put him to work.
I do put him to work. He make the baby.
Oh no, you don't want. Oh,
Well, Count Rock, we have much to talk about.
You know the
I know.
ashen ones.
Still, exactly what is in the soup?
The Myconacid bring it to us. We not know what is in it. It's not us to know.
Right. Do you think it's some sort of does it have carbohydrates?
The fungi.
The fungi,
Yes.
mushrooms.
Yes.
I'm afraid that will do no good for my particular health diets. I'm afraid I can't.
I will drink 3 bowls.
Oh, thank you, Adrik. Mushrooms, they don't. I've too much of it over the past 30 years has really is one of the reasons for my account. So thank you very much.
So you put it in your mouth, Adrik, and it's there's a liquid part to it, but there's also a very thick, chewy root that's inside the liquid that you take into your mouth, and it just extremely chewy. It's like having I don't know. It's like chewing gum, but chewier, and quite thick and hard. But from here for the next 3 hours, you will have advantage on perception checks, initiative checks, and you cannot be surprised.
Hell yeah! You guys are missing out! Wait, advantage on perception?
However, you will have to make a constitution check.
Absolutely.
Saving
before
throw.
I before I drank it, is there any chance that I could have ignited my frost giant rune?
To do what?
It gives me it gives me a +2 on Constitution and strength checks.
I don't think so. Don't think
so.
so.
So does this count as a poison?
It's not a poison. It's not the problem.
Okie dokie.
That's not the problem.
Right. So I just roll with that.
Yep. Just make a
Cool.
Constitution save.
That is a 10.
A 10. Okay. So just for mechanical reasons and for your own information, keep this in your mind. If you were to drink it, every time you drink it, you'll make a Constitution save. If you fail another 2 times, you'll become addicted to this stuff.
Right. Cool. That's good. But I did say I would drink it for the other 2 guys, I'm afraid.
Oh, you did, didn't you? So there's another 2 bowls.
Yes.
Right.
Just so I'm aware for the actually, if it comes up.
Yep.
Let's not worry about that just yet. Oh boy, that's a 9.
Oh dear. Okay, so we're sliding towards addiction here.
Adrik, you fuckboy, please get this right.
You might be the fastest addict of the watch route ever.
The audience
17.
could help him.
The audience could help him. That's a great point, Barry.
I got a 17 on that last one, so I'm fine.
Okay, so you're good. You're good for now. Okay.
Okay, so just so I got this down, it gave me an advantage on perception. I can't be surprised, and there was one other thing.
Initiative. You have an advantage on initiative as well.
Hell yes! Look at me go. Oh, that's delightful. Thank you.
And it actually, I mean, it tastes disgusting, but it does do great things for your state of mind.
I can't insult them. It's like, brilliant. I need that recipe.
And you do feel quite invincible while you're sort of under the influence. Yeah. You notice that you're a lot less fearful. In any sort of existential fear of combat is kind of somewhat quelled as well.
My pupils are hella dilated.
Right.
So, it is a business then. We get down to it.
Down to business.
Yes. Now, you bring the gold here. When you bring it.
As soon as we can. There is an exceptionally large ship full of gold. I wish I could tell you how much, but I simply don't know.
And where you want to keep it?
Near the front. Should do. Not gonna drag it up those stairs.
Where? What? You keep it inside our great treasury downstairs. Beautiful.
Get some help. If we get some help getting it down there, absolutely. There's nothing I'd like to see more.
I have many slaves carry the treasure.
Good. Brilliant. Now, in addition, are you tired of being hunted?
Hunted by who? I am the king. Ha I make the hunting.
Adrik turns and yells at all the goblins around him. All of you, are you tired of being hunted?
They do not
My
understand
orcs.
your words, Mr. Adrik. They not speak commons.
And none of them speak Undercommon?
Very few of them. The traders, perhaps.
Well, consider this. If we manage to broker an alliance with the Elven King, there could be much good trade. I can't guarantee slaves. I'm fairly sure upstairs doesn't deal with that. However, there could be good trade.
Why you not give your gold to the Elf King?
It's not mine to give.
Whose gold is this then? Someone will come and look for it here. Ah, this is a trap, I know it.
No, you're completely safe here.
How can
We
you
aim
be
for-
sure?
This island is magically protected, so you're safe.
This an island? What?
There's
Ah, yes, this island, yes. The protection.
Yeah, brief geography lesson. Yeah, so you're, as far as I'm aware, unless a dragon comes bursting through the ground.
What? Dragon? What dragon?
No, it won't. That was hypothetical.
What hypothetical? What are you saying, Adrik?
I was just conjuring a story of the most unlikely scenario to happen.
You use big words. Why are you so talking?
Well, we have to talk, aren't we?
Now you stay here for one night, yes?
Of course, I trust you implicitly. However, I ask that if my friends do not feel safe enough to stay here, they may leave. I completely trust you.
Who are you truly, Mr. Adrik?
I guess under this like invincible influence, I probably wouldn't lie to him, or I wouldn't feel the need to hide.
Right.
My name is Adrik Fogda. I'm the son of the Banakayan Mountains. I'm a builder. I'm a fighter. I'm imbued with powerful giant magic. I'm also a father. I want a better world for all the children of Zedariel.
Did we all know that Adrik was a father?
No.
So that's news to you guys.
Yeah.
Right.
Adrik,
Yes.
are you a father?
Kind of. Somewhat.
Kind of? How can you kind of be a father? You either have a child or you do not.
Enough! We make the preparations! Time for the feasting!
I agree. Time for the feasting.
Jawa! Guramada!
Yeah, and the various goblins come out and they start bringing out the feast and they start cooking stuff up. You guys can continue talking if you want.
Excuse me, Adrik. Adrik, I need to have a word, please.
Absolutely.
How much of the gold are we talking about donating?
Wasn't the plan to bring it here?
Yes.
I have no problem donating my share. I don't need it.
Oh, I see.
I have 100,000 gold back in Vaingate.
Were we not also going to tithe to King Brogan?
How much? And I'm going to like just whisper. Do you think they can count?
Well, no.
So what does it matter?
I just want to be sure that we're not giving them
We're not giving them all of it.
a ridiculous amount.
No, if we're worried about how much, this guy can have my share. I'm not fussed. But I've seen too many helpless be taken advantage of by things they don't understand. Additionally, King Braegan needs support. He needs an army. Now, they're not much. They're something. And their size is irrelevant. Look at me. There's great power in the things you underestimate. Give them a chance to be better. Look,
It's going to take a lot of convincing of elves to get them to work with goblins. I can tell you that now.
Your master is quite wise and she's quite convincing. And look, they just wanted to talk. That's
Feed
it.
you strange brews.
I'll tell you, it tasted abominable. However, I'm feeling very good. That dragon's fire we had back in Vaingate, nothing on this.
That knocked you out.
I had another one later. It's fine. Trust me. They mean no harm. They're just different. And we can help them be their best selves. Give them a chance. Look, we're here. We're safe. They're giving us food.
You know they
yes.
don't want to harvest your skin.
I'll get big and they can harvest some of that.
Oddly specific, Gudael, I must admit.
I feel like you've had some stories.
And there are many stories of the goblins when you're growing up, and I will grant you, I have no idea what I was told, if it's true or not. But
Bear
it
in
was
mind.
enough that I do not trust the goblins.
Bear in mind, how many stories of the orcs were you told until that were shattered only a day ago? Everybody
Well, yes.
deserves a chance.
True.
And look, you three, he gestures at Edryn, Gudael, and Leith. You're weapons. You don't need those things in your hands. if need be, he could eviscerate everything in here without blinking your eye.
The Booyag comes walking down towards you, your group. Comes down.
It would be a little quicker if I had my staff back.
Okay, we'll get it back. We're to prove ourselves first.
You notice all your weapons and things have been put over on this altar to the side of the throne, by the way. So they're all visible. And the Booyag comes over to you.
So, Mr. Adrik, you like the watch route, huh?
I'm quite a fan. It just feels good. The flavor is something I'd have to get used to, however.
We make some other things too. We trade them from the Drows. You know them? Those
I've had a few dealings.
the filthy dark elves from under the ground.
I'm not a fan of them, but everybody deserves a chance.
Yes, they trade good things. You know the name of the tears, the Meredith tears.
I'm afraid not. What are the Meredith tears?
Ah, yes, they give you the visions.
Visions, you see.
Ah, yes. You want to try it?
Aye, I think I would. Just before I do, just in case, our business is concluded. Or
Well, I ask you want to try the Meredith tear, I sell it to you.
Oh, of course. How much?
Oh, 20 gold for a box.
I hand him 30 as a gesture of goodwill.
Yes, thank you. Yes, this is 20 gold. Thank you.
He puts it aside.
I forgot he can't count. I could have handed him 2. Sorry, carry on. But I did have him give him 30.
Well, you can make an insight check, actually, Adrik.
Oh yeah, we can make an insight. And because of giant magic, I get advantage.
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 All right.
That's a 17.
17. Well, it also occurs to you while you're thinking about that he also might think that you can't count.
And that's 30 gold as a gesture of good faith.
Okay. Wow. Cool. All right, so you hand over the gold, and he goes and gets you this small box, and it's full of this blackened powder.
There, you can try this.
So, I'm gonna try one.
All
What
right.
does it do?
So he gives you a little tube.
You try like this.
Why do we call this episode Adrik does shitloads of drugs?
You could literally call it that.
Adrik's get fucked. Anyway, he does it.
All right. Okay, so you do that. You can make a Constitution save.
Hooray. Let's see, 11.
All right. You feel a bit woozy. And then the woozy starts to go away. And you can add 4 temporary hit points to your hit points right now. And there is a 10% chance that you are going to be telepathic for about an hour.
Okay, so do I roll a D?
D100?
100.
Yeah, give us a
Okay, brilliant.
D100, please.
That's a 5?
A 5 on the D100.
Yep.
Okay, all right. You start hearing, everybody that you look at, you start hearing their surface thoughts. So when you look at Milford, tell Adrik what he hears. What are you thinking right now? Can't hear you.
Milford.
You're silent.
I can't believe we're going to go back to the king with this. Tell him we've made friends with his enemies. He's gonna kick my ass.
But but Brixton, don't you see that
And
there's so much more to them?
as you're talking, Adrik, you turn accidentally and look at Leith and you start hearing his surface thoughts. Leith.
I really do not want to be here. These goblins just stink.
And Leith, once we've had the feast, you may go. I will be staying here, however.
You see Edryn. Edryn, what are your surface thoughts?
I'm holding Tup and I'm scratching his belly. And even though I'm saying Gucci Gucci, who's a good little boy, I'm going, my God, he's gotten a bit fat. I need to pull back on the cheese. And then I say, I'm getting a bit hypocritical if I'm calling him fat, but
Why are you feeding him cheese?
yes, I have cheese.
No, why are you feeding him cheese?
It's a good little. I'm not feeding him cheese now. I have before, but it's a good little incentive for the little guy.
I'm fairly certain that they shouldn't be eating something that processed. I'm gonna turn back to
He's a fey creature. He can do what he likes.
So you turn to Gudael, and Gudael, what are your surface thoughts presently?
Did he say that to me directly?
Yes.
Yeah, I haven't realized that I'm hearing your thoughts.
All right.
Well, they don't seem particularly interested in our skin, so perhaps they're not going to make an elf suit and try to parade around amongst us without us knowing who they are.
They seem entirely friendly to me, just different.
So you keep saying?
Look, they're bringing us food. They gave me a drink. I bought stuff. If they simply wanted to
Hey,
kill
wait
us,
a
they'd have tried
minute,
earlier.
wait a minute. I never told you anything of what I was thinking. How
You
did
just
you
said-
know what I was thinking?
You just said something though.
I didn't say it. I thought
didn't
it.
say anything either. Why did you say that?
I was saying Gucci Gucci goo. I didn't say anything about cheese.
But what were you saying in your head?
Oh,
He's fat because of the cheese.
at least I know what this does now. Leith, how do you do? You can do this, right? How do you keep it quiet?
I usually just focus on one thing, one person or one being
Okay.
to perceive the thoughts of.
So, okay, we know what this thing does then. I guess with the plus 4 temp hit points, I'm feeling stronger.
I hold Tup up. What is he thinking?
I look at Tup. What is Tup thinking, Russell?
So Tup is literally a fey creature who is taking the form of a... What is he? right
Badger.
now? He's a badger.
He's a badger right now.
Right.
Oh,
And he's thinking how he's really just enjoying the fact that he's doesn't have any responsibilities at present and nobody's asking him to do anything. So he's just kind of relaxing into it, although he's looking around and he's got his eyes on this so-called booyag. And he's thinking,
Yeah.
you know, he looks a bit dodgy.
I turn to Edryn and go, Tup's quite happy he's not got any jobs right now. Why don't you make him run a few laps or something?
Make him what? Sorry.
Run a few laps. He's quite happy. He's happy to be doing nothing right now.
Your sound's going
Yes.
up and down a little bit.
Sorry, it might just be me, lowering, not speaking as loudly as I could. I will do more better.
Do more
I'm
better.
gonna more better, less worse.
Yes.
I'm gonna turn to the burag.
Much good.
The boorag. The booyag.
Sorry. Booyag, and that's just the name for the shaman.
Yeah,
not his
that's
actual
the goblin word for shaman,
cool.
which I got out of Volo's Guide to Monsters. So you know, it's a real thing.
It's a real thing. Okay, so what's he thinking?
It's a real thing.
Yep, the booyag is a real thing. What is he thinking? He is thinking in goblin.
Oh, this is very good stuff. Very good stuff.
Yes,
Thank you.
yes. I give you more. You want some more? You can sell to your friends at home.
I'll buy another pack.
Good, good. Okay.
So I hand him another 20 gold.
It's not the same.
I hand him 30 gold.
Okay.
I was so excited I lost count.
And you can make a what do you call it? A insight check. You get this from the telepathy gives you advantage on this insight check.
I have a nat 20 with plus 1 of 21.
Wow. Okay. You notice that the second box that he gives you of Meredith's tears is significantly lighter than the first one.
This box is lighter.
Oh, what? No, ridiculous. Give me. I look.
He opens it up. What? He turns around. And he starts telling off one of the various goblins. Come here. And they and he's giving this impression that he's somebody's obviously tried to steal something out of it, and he's trying to put the blame on this guy in front of you. This guy clearly didn't have anything to do with it, but what can you say?
It's fine, just fill it up, no harm done. I caught that out.
Yes, fill it up, yes.
All right. Out of the rest of you guys, Milford, actually, can you make a history check for me, please? Edryn, what's your question?
The box full of drugs. Is that giving off the same magical ping as the box that was under the goblin's throne, or is it a different kind of ping?
It's not giving off a magical ping. Oh yeah, it would be. It would be giving off a slight magical ping, yeah.
Okay, but it's a different.
Yeah.
Because I can differentiate between schools of magic. It's a different type of.
Yeah.
Ping. Awesome.
Yeah. Barry, what's your history check there, mate? 11. You've heard the word Meredith's Tears before somewhere in connection with Vaingate. Some time ago, there was one of Mother's boys. Mother's boys likes to sell Meredith's Tears on the streets of Vaingate. You don't think you've ever had none of them, but nonetheless, you know what they are, or you've heard of it at least. It's a thing.
Would he know the going rate for the tears?
The going rate, right. Well, Milford might know the going rate if he rolled a bit higher on his history check. But at this point, he doesn't remember the cost. So no. All right.
So, now you're ready to stay here, yes? Everyone sleep.
I'm more than happy to stay, but I ask that if my friends would like to leave, they are free to.
Stefan, for sure, yes, they can leave. Yes, they go this way to leave.
But we came through that way.
Oh, this is a better way.
Do I trust him?
Make
Can I roll insight for
insight check? Yeah, you can make an insight check.
That is a dirty 20.
Dirty 20. You don't really trust him.
Does he seem trustworthy, I guess?
He doesn't seem trustworthy. He's a goblin.
Fair enough. I think that way is a bit faster towards their camp. They'll go that way.
So you're going to sleep here, yes? You will stay.
I will stay.
I'd like to nudge Brixton and say to him in Elvish, which I believe we can understand. I hope we can understand. I'm going to say to him in Elvish, there's a box under the Goblin King's throne. It might be a good idea to get a look at that later tonight if we can. Mary, you're silent.
Awful.
Can I get a perception check out of all you guys, please?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, please.
12.
Oh, no.
I'll give that a look.
Yard.
I'll give
I
that a look
have
tonight.
advantage on perception. I'll do another one.
If you need any help, Brixton, I'm always here to lend a magical hand.
No, 12.
Oh, thank
Got an
you very
8.
much.
So you guys really, nobody got anything good here. This was a 12. Was
Somebody
the
got
highest
a-
roll here.
Oh no, I got
What
it.
was it for?
Perception.
Brixton hasn't rolled.
Hasn't rolled.
Brixton's our only hope. Otherwise, we've got an 11.
Oh, well, you're in big
Leith.
trouble then, aren't you?
No, Adrik got better than me, so
Yeah, you
My
got a 12.
perception 8.
Oh no!
Oh, the 8s.
All
we
right.
don't perceive nothing.
At that point, this out of nowhere, really. Let me see how this is going to work. How is this going to work? How is this going to work?
Oh boy,
Let
the
me be a
goblins
bit
are
more-
gonna betray us. I should hope they don't.
I mean, the audience could have set a really nice and low
Right, they could have done that.
check for us and
Our
with their divinity.
failure
But,
rests at your feet, audience.
Right.
yep.
I'd blame the audience. That's always diplomatic.
I just had that nasty route. I'm not logical.
That nasty root.
The nasty one.
Okay, suddenly the room goes dark. Nobody notices where it came from or how. And everything is engulfed in this inky darkness, this inky blackness around you all. Even your night vision will not pierce this darkness. And then you hear the scuffling noise, and you hear the sound of what sounds like bows and arrows, but you don't feel anything hit you, except that you're now suddenly covered with what might be some sort of a net or something. You feel ropes around you, and they're tightening. So you can all make an athletics check, please.
Could I cast a spell instead?
Cast Dispel?
Yes. Not dispel, a spell.
A spell. Alright, you can cast a spell.
I'm too close to everyone to do one of them, so I'm just going to cast Misty Step and teleport. Oh, hang on a second. Oh, well, I don't think I'll be able to do that because I need to see where I'm going.
Sorry, what was I rolling?
Athletics.
Athletics.
Athletics as is. Athletics as
Oh,
is.
dear. 3.
Yeah,
Three,
athletics.
So Leith, you're not going anywhere fast.
Leith is not athletic whatsoever.
Edryn,
Nat
however,
20.
rolled a natural 20 and manages to. He's just slicks through. I guess it pulls tight, and there's like a loose knot in the net, and he just rips it. He rips it open.
I'm just too big.
So, Scarlet, how this works, if I'm having the right conversation with the right person at this point, you spend your divinity and you get to choose what the difficulty rating is for whichever player that you choose. So you spend 1,000 divinity points to do that.
To set the DC.
You set the difficulty rating, and it's going to be a number between 10 and 20, pretty much. It could be as high as 25, but it depends whether you want it to be high or low. Are you trying to help them, or you just want more drama? And that's your prerogative, because you are essentially a deity of Sidarhael. As a viewer, you're here to observe the story unfold like a god.
So for Adrik to get out of the net, Adrik's going to first activate his Frost Rune.
Okay.
So I get a +2 to all strength and con ability checks and saving throws.
All right.
And now athletics. That is a
18.
dirty 20.
All right, so you tear out from. Well, let's find out what the difficulty rating is from Scarlet. Assuming Scarlet's doing this, I don't know. We haven't had any word back. I'm going to say we're going to roll on. You can try this for the next check if you like, Scarlet. Generally, I will announce that it is going to be an open check, though, to be fair. So, wait till I say the next check is an open check, and then somebody can spend their divinity to set the difficulty rating for that check. Okay, so Adrik, you rolled an 18, which is pretty dang high. You rip your way
20
out
with
of
my
the net.
frost
Oh,
thing.
20 was it? With your
Yes,
bonuses.
with the frost thing.
All right. Well, in any case, you rip your way out of that net, and it's no longer grappling you. Gudael, did you make an athletics check? You did. It was a 12.
Yep.
Unfortunately, you are trapped. So Leith is trapped. Milford made an acrobatics check. That's not an athletics check. So it's actually a strength-based check, Barry. Unfortunately, not a dex check. Because you're in the dark, you can't jump out of the way of it. You didn't know it was coming. But here we go with a athletics check. But it's a 19, so you rip your way out of it too. That's all good. All right, so Milford's out, Adric's out, Edryn's out, Gudael and Leith are caught in the net.
Leith, get your elbow out of my face.
So what are you guys...
I'm sorry.
Right, so what are you doing? What are you doing?
I dash and head for the weapons.
You dash and head for the weapons. All right, so I'm going to get you to make a wisdom check to see that you go in the right direction.
Wisdom up the top. Yes.
Right at the top. Yep.
There you are, yes.
Yep.
A 4.
Oh, it's a big 4. Okay, Milford, you're going to make a dexterity saving throw.
How do we... Oh, we do this thing, don't we? Dexterity.
There's a saving throw right underneath, in that little box underneath the stats at the top on the left-hand side.
Yeah, there goes.
All right, let's see this. What are we going to get?
9.
Oh, okay, Milford. You come out of the darkness and find yourself teetering on the edge of a very deep hole, at which point you begin to slide off it and you begin to slide down it and you need to grab on, so you're going to make an acrobatics check.
Okay. Oh, get out of
Who was charging out of the darkness too with him? Who was the other person doing that? That's
I was probably running off to get my weapons as well.
All right, so you guys can make wisdom saves, please.
I'm
Wisdom
backing
checks.
up. I don't even know where I'm going. I'm not going for the table. I'm just backing up.
Shit! It's a crit 1. Fuck.
Adrik, okay.
Is that to find the table? Because I'm just backing up.
Yeah, this is to move to any location
15.
outside of the circle of darkness.
Gotcha. Just a basic wisdom check.
Yeah, just to basically choose a direction and get it right.
12.
So that you can. Okay, so you're fairly accurate. It's not specifically accurate, but you don't run off the edge into the hole. That's one
That's
thing.
good.
Milford, you managed to use your acrobatics to parkour your way out of this situation.
Okay.
And you leap out of that rather deep death hole, the abyss, essentially. So you're back on the ground, on the flat. But you can see this pool of inky darkness that's surrounding the others. So let me go through this. Leith, where are you? You're in the darkness?
Still stuck in the darkness.
Stuck in the darkness, and you are caught in the rope or not caught in the rope?
I guess I would be, because I rolled a 4.
Rolled a 4, okay, so you can't get out of there, all right. So you can make an athletics check to try and struggle against it if you want. Gudael, you're running out of it, I assume?
I think I'm in the net
You're
with
in the net
Leith.
too, that's right.
Yeah.
And Edryn, you are moving out with a 12 for your saving throw, didn't you?
6.
Oh, I just thought it was a check. If it's a saving throw, then
Sorry, it's a check.
more like a... Okay, yeah,
It's a
12
check.
then.
Yeah, okay, so what are you doing?
I am backing out. I'm seeing if I can see Magu Galot.
All right, so you step out of the inky darkness, but it seems to be between you and him, you assume.
Okay. I've used all 30-foot movement. Have I? How much movement have I used?
You've
to
used
get out of
15.
this
You've used
globe?
15 feet to get out of it.
I'm gonna move 15 feet.
Around?
Yeah, around to the side.
Okay.
Hoping I can see him.
Can you make a perception check, please?
Can do. Perception check. Oh, it's a 6.
Okay, you don't see him. Neither do you see the king. But you see that the various warriors of the warrior caste have prepared to basically try and capture all of you. That's what they look like they're planning to do right now.
Is there kind of a battalion of goblins that are huddled together within 5 feet of each other?
Yeah, there's a group of goblins within 5 feet of each other, sort of standing near the throne.
Okay. They're probably gonna. Yeah, might as well, because otherwise I can't see Jack. I'm gonna cast Ice Knife at 3rd level. So
Saving
I'm
throws from
going. So first of all, I'm gonna hit the toughest looking goblin with the actual knife itself.
Okay.
I'm gonna try to,
And is
with a
that
total of 22 to hit.
22 to hit? Does hit.
So that little bastard takes 2 points of piercing damage. Him, or them, and whatever poor goblin appears to be in 5 feet, can they make a dexterity saving throw?
Fail.
Awesome. And all the goblins?
Some of them.
Ooh.
I said fail a little prematurely, to be honest, because I was kind of not thinking about the fact that there was multiple goblins that needed to make checks. But the first one clearly failed. Walked into it, in fact.
Oh, awesome.
Okay. So some of them failed, some of them succeeded. What's the damage?
So the ones
there?
that fail take 14 points of cold damage, and the ones that succeed take 7 points of cold damage.
They're all dead. All of those goblins. All of those goblins that were in range. And I'm just going to give you a blanket number here. That was 7 goblins you just murdered.
Oh, wow. Interesting. Very good.
Leith.
I'm then just going to turn to any goblin I can see and start charging up a spell. I don't know what spell it is because it's not my turn yet, but I'm just going to start charging up a spell.
The thing they've thrown over us starts moving, and Leith is just yelling out, "I told you not to trust these little shits!"
Okay.
Are we strung up or are we underneath the net?
You're underneath the net.
Oh, we're underneath. Okay.
Yeah, it came down over you. They
Right.
literally fired it over you using some sort of ranged weapon that went over the top of you when you weren't looking, and it sort of... Well, you couldn't see it because of the darkness, basically. They dropped it over the top of the darkness. Okay, Milford, what are you doing now?
I'm looking for those weapons and I'm gonna use parkour to go and get the bastards.
Okay, so you can make an athletics check to do that. Adrik, what are you doing?
Well,
Athletics,
we didn't resolve what
hang
happened
on,
when
wrong
I
one.
jumped out of the.
Oh,
started one.
my apologies. We didn't. Okay, so what did you make a check? Did I give you a check to make?
I did.
What was
I
your
rolled a
result?
nat one.
Athletics.
Milford, I'll come back to you in a second.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I rolled a nat one on my
Athletics.
run out to go get my weapons wisdom check.
Oh, okay. So you
Boy!
you're
going to
heading
roll my
straight
new
for the
character.
hole, straight for the
Sure.
abyss. You come running out at full speed and realize that there's an abyss in front of you and you're going to try and stop. So you're now going to make a athletics check to try and redirect all of that kinetic energy, unless you want to jump over it, which will be quite tricky.
I'm going to try to.
This is an open check for anybody that wants to spend their divinity. So
16, Russell.
16 for you, Milford. All right, so you're moving to the weapons. All right, you managed to grab your weapons.
Okay.
And or anybody else's weapons that you might want to throw to them.
Yes,
or-
I'll go for that. I'll throw their weapons for them.
Okay,
to
so you're
them.
going to be doing that on your next turn, all right?
Yep.
Okay, so Adrik, you're trying to redirect your kinetic energy.
Yep. Does anybody want to do an open check? Oh, wait, this is an open check.
This
I'm
is an
about to
open
push the
check,
button.
so anyone in the chat who wants to spend their divinity, which is their channel currency points, down in the bottom left corner of the chat, there's a little infinity symbol. You can click on that and spend your divinity. You need 1,000 divinity to set the difficulty rating for Adrik's athletics check to see
Save
whether
my
he
life.
falls to his death off the edge of this chasm.
Oh boy! And
Nobody's going
going
to set it.
once, twice,
Oh.
thrice.
Oh, yes, we got one.
Somebody said
Okay.
easy. Oh, here we go. Okay, so DC.
So what would-
redeem set DC 1000. All right. So what do you want to set it at? At easy? Is that what I'm hearing? Okay. So we're gonna
Okay.
make it like a. We'll make it a 12.
Select a number between 10 and... Oh, there we go. Awesome.
Make it a 12.
Brilliant. Okay, so that's.
All right. Go, Adrik.
Oh, son of a bitch. That's another 2. That's a 9. Guy. Okay, cool. I guess I'm
Oh.
gonna be rolling a new character.
Okay, so Adrik, we're going to fail forward. So what happens is you fly off the edge, And now you need to make a acrobatics check to try and catch something. A dexterity check. This is a dexterity saving throw to try and grab some little piece of something to grab onto to not slide off here.
Thank you, Coral. Just Coral. Let's see how this goes. +0.
Can I make an athletics check while this is going? Try to get out of this rope.
The universe wants me to
Can
die.
Can I use my rope, run over there and lasso him before he goes?
You are busy with weapons. Too far away.
Ah,
Fuck.
Leith, what are you doing? Do you...
I'm just trying to get out of this net.
And the darkness, right? So you don't even know what's
Yeah.
going on.
Yeah.
Okay, Edryn, you are out of the darkness, so you see Adrik go flying towards the edge, charging off,
far
and then he
away?
starts sliding down into the abyss.
How far away is he from me?
He's about 15 feet away.
Damn it, Adrik! I'm gonna rush over to him. I'm gonna dive down. I'm gonna grab onto him. I'm gonna cast Thunder Step.
Oh shit.
I'm gonna say, "Come with me if you want to live," and we're going to. And we're going to.
We just got an inspiration paid for.
Yep.
woohoo!
You use the inspiration, guys.
You can see within range. So I slide down and I just teleport to as far away from the pit as I can while out. Because if I'm in the pit grabbing onto him, then I'll just teleport us to the top of the pit but on the other side.
Okay, so you're going to make an athletics check to grab onto him. You can use the inspiration if you so desire.
Direction, my dear God.
Please use the inspiration. My God.
Athletics. 15. Is that enough?
Yeah.
Or do I need?
You grab onto Adrik, but now you're both falling.
Awesome.
And
Well, that's why I used the Thunder Step.
Thunder Step.
So I ran over to him, grabbed him, and with him, Thunder Step.
Is that, I'm assuming that. Can you let's have a look at the description of Thunder Step?
I can teleport one willing creature my size or smaller who is carrying gear up to its carrying capacity. So as long as he can move without as long as he's not carrying over his capacity, I can take him with him up to 90 feet.
Up to 90 feet. All right. Bang!
Oh.
You guys appear over by the throne. How does that sound?
Sounds good.
Okay, that's where Milford is, and he's collecting
Thank you,
weapons.
Edryn.
Don't thank me yet.
I go,
Don't
what?
thank me yet.
What the fuck?
Well, that was close.
Yeah. Thank
That
you,
was
Awesome
scary
D.
close.
Thank you, Awesome D.
Not to mention
Thank you, Awesome B.
Coral, I think it was.
Yeah, and Coral, just Coral. Thank you for your 1,000 divinity for that I wasted. I'm terribly sorry.
It was a good try.
I don't suppose there were any goblins within 10 feet of us when we disappeared.
Why so? There might have been.
Because it does damage
It does damage?
if there were.
Oh well, there would be. Yeah, it would do.
Can
damage.
they make however many of them that were within 10 feet of us when we did that, can they make Constitution saving throw?
All right, 1 second. I'm gonna roll some d20s. How much damage does it do if they pass or fail?
Let's find out. If they fail, they take 15 thunder damage. If they fail, they take 7 thunder damage.
They all die. they six. You just killed another 6 goblins.
Oh my god.
Edryn's MVP, man.
That's my last 3rd level spell slot.
Oh boy,
And the goblin
Look,
haters
look.
are stuck under the ropes. And
Yeah.
the goblin lovers are killing them all.
We're the ones doing the most slaughter.
That's true. The irony is quite hilarious, isn't it? Wow. Okay.
Light 'em up, Eddie.
Yep. All right. So at this point, the darkness is still there. So Gudael, do you want to make another athletics check, please?
Yes, please.
Leith, you can do the same.
Oh, fun.
8.
4.
Okay, you guys are not going anywhere.
Yeah. It's getting quite comical. We're getting tied up in each other and the.
If
the
only
net.
anybody could see that.
Yeah.
Right. You probably bump into each other though, as the net tightens.
Yeah, oh yeah, it's getting cozy under this net.
Yeah.
Right. Fair enough. Okay. At this point, all of you guys who are not under the net or in the darkness, you notice that the goblins have totally freaked out, and the place goes very quiet very quickly as they scurry off in all directions. The king and the booyag have disappeared. They're nowhere to be seen. Although I will give Milford, Edryn, and Adrik, you guys can make a perception check at this point.
Adrik got a 21.
Wow. Okay.
18 total. Oh, nice.
Where the hell was that roll just now?
Right. So we saw the 21 from Adrik,
14.
14 from Brixton. Yep. And
18 from Edryn.
okay, so you guys all hear this over behind the throne, and you notice dust kind of settling behind the throne. And the darkness begins to disappear now. And you can see Gudael and Leith trapped in this net that's been
Adrik's
cast
gonna
over them.
Run over to help them out.
I go over to them and I say, don't say it. Don't even say it. Don't you dare say it.
I'm sorry. No. This is on me.
Oh, I know. I know it. This is on you, Adrik.
I'm going to...
We just won't talk about this further.
Thank you.
You leading us into this and offering up all
We
gold.
weren't talking about it further, will we now?
Well, just get me out of here, please. Thank you.
All right.
I'm going to investigate behind the throne.
Okay. Can you make an investigation check, please, behind the throne?
You gotta do that with advantage.
I'll
This is
get my
magic
knife and
item.
cut them out.
Okay,
No,
you
I
cut.
do it with
Barry cuts them out.
advantage.
Milford cuts the other two out of the net. That's no problem, Milford.
Alright.
Investigation
with
check
advan-
17.
With advantage, is 17.
All right. Edryn, what you notice is that there's part of this panel on the wall there that seems to be... It's a little broken piece there that reveals the fact that it goes into the wall further, and there's a line, like a seam, that is in a bit of an odd place. And the bottom of the wall doesn't quite match the floor. It's about a couple of millimeters too high for where it's about the size of a large door.
Pop my head around the throne. I go, we have a secret door over here.
And I have a debt to collect.
Oh, bloody hell, do we have a debt to collect?
Oh, that's going in the notes.
Anybody that wants a recap, Max every week writes a brilliantly authored recap of our weekly adventures called Letters to Maria. I highly recommend reading it.
That's true, and you can find
I'm
those
currently...
letters. Yep. You can find
Oh,
those
no, I was just
letters
going to say I'm
Maria
currently...
at sidariel.com. Sidariel, SIDARHAEL.com, and look at the blogs tab, and you'll find Edryn's or Max's letters to Maria. There's quite a few of them. They are exceptionally fun to read.
Thank you. I'm working on the most recent one. I finished writing that today, so hopefully we'll get through the editing process, and then I can start right away on this one.
Cool. And he also records them, and we're thinking about uploading those as a separate thing, like a podcast kind of a deal. So, yeah. All right. Moving right along. What are you guys doing?
After helping Brixton get Gudael and Leith out of the thing, I'm going to walk on over to Edryn to help him with the door.
Gudael's eagerly going towards the weapons to try to find her mace.
Okay, all right. So you find your mace there. Yep, all your things are still there.
All my things.
Yep. You grab them up.
Right, everybody. We were nice enough to give them a chance. Now don't.
No more. Lesson learned.
Very quickly before we go down, Brixton, would you like to go fetch that box that I discussed to you earlier?
If it's there, I'll give it a look.
Oh, that's a good point.
Well, it doth seem to be missing.
Which means it's important. Somewhat.
Yep. Could be that.
I was so hoping.
So, for your information, the throne itself is up on a kind of a dais. That's so that you go up some stairs to get to the throne. Then there's a flat level part. Then there's another set of stairs that go up to the actual throne itself. The throne is about 10 feet, maybe even 20 feet wide. It's huge. But the steps to the throne is where the king was sitting because he's just a little goblin.
Oh, he's really too goblin.
Behind the throne, there is a huge crack in the wall, and Edryn is who's over by the throne right now.
I think Edryn and I.
Yeah.
Sorry, what's that, Adrik? You disappeared.
Oh, sorry, it's Edryn and I. That's weird.
I got it. I think that might
Okay.
just be a bit of a Zoom issue.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. I think the stars are all in the wrong place for good interneting today. Planets.
Adrik,
Yeah,
Adrik,
I.
it's always good to give somebody a chance and be kind. It's up to them what they do with it. It's not your fault, boy.
No, but I'll remember this. I put you all in danger, and that's a debt I can't pay.
To be fair, Adrik, I find it all very confusing. Sometimes the stories you hear are not true, and sometimes they are true, and yet we always have to give people a chance? I don't know. I don't get it. I understand why you got confused.
I don't see why you see them as people, to be quite frank, but
I wanted them to be people, Leith. I wanted them to be better. I wanted them to be better than the stories. The truth is such a tenuous thing. Less than gossamer. All you have to do is look at it wrong for it to disappear. That's all it is.
Also, they're still people, they're just making very stupid, bad decisions.
well, yes. Quite right
Anyway.
about that.
Anyway, let's go and let's finish what we came here to do, I suppose.
So, incidentally, there's you're looking around, there's a goblin village in the room that you're looking at, but the goblins seem to have basically, they're either hiding in their huts or they've run away altogether, but there is a cage in this room too, much like the cage that you found outside.
Is there anything inside it?
Oh yeah. Silent, quiet, naked goblins. Looking terrified.
Well, Leith, what are we gonna do with them?
Well, it's not just my decision, but I guess we should, well, put it to the group.
I can't be trusted. I made a decision earlier on my own that almost cost us our lives. I'd like to believe it wasn't their fault, but I'm not going to weigh in on this one.
This is their culture. They are deceitful and destructive. This is why I don't like them.
No, I'm terribly sorry, Leith. I could ask, I could see if any of them... What would be the point? I think
The ones in the cage didn't do anything, and I feel... I mean, people follow bad people because they don't know what else to do, because they're afraid, so I think the ones in the cage are fine. Let's focus on the king and the shaman, who are obviously the ringleaders of whatever horrible little conniving they're up to.
I'd like to give them amnesty, but I won't weigh in.
All right.
I think just send those ones back to where they came from. Let them
Yes.
out of those cages and send them away.
Yes, a bunch of naked, unarmed goblins aren't going to do much after we've just
I'll take them out of the cages.
shooed half of them away.
Okay, Milford, can you make a dex check to break them
Dex.
out? You're making it's basically a lockpicking check.
Okay, I'll go
You
in
can
my
use sleight of
lockpicking.
hand if you can't find the right thing. It's the same.
I can. It's just plain up today. It always plays up when I don't want to do. Pick locks. How do I do? Come on, give me a good one. 17.
17. All right, yeah, you break them out, and they all kind of make a collective sigh of relief, and they climb out, and one of them goes down on his knees and bows in front of you, Milford, and starts kissing the ground in front of your feet.
Go on, get going. That way. I point.
He runs off. Another one comes up to you and puts its hands out.
What's he saying? Adrik? What's he saying?
Adrik doesn't know.
Can you speak Undercommon? I don't know.
One of the other ones says,
I speak the common under.
What's he saying?
He want food like me. We starve and have nothing to drink.
There's some stuff over there.
While he's talking, I'm translating for Brixton.
okay.
Give us
Yes.
food and water. We have nothing.
Your people betrayed us. You're lucky we're letting you live.
They scuffle off. Cowardly.
I told... They wanted food. I told them to find their own. Now, let's go
Fair.
and dispose of their king.
Okay. I'm gonna kill that little bastard when I find him.
Not if I kill him first.
I'm going to step on him.
I do think that maybe before we go and confront him again, we regroup and have a bit of a rest.
Oh my goodness, yes.
I...
You've all taken damage. So sorry.
Gudael's been the worst healer tonight, I might say.
In her defense, she's been surrounded by stuff, and she's following the Adric's. The stories aren't always true. She's like reasonably a little bit distressed by that, I imagine.
Right.
Thank
No,
you.
no,
Thank you, Adrik.
No, healing princess that you are. This part of me really hurts. I'm like down to, if we were talking in numbers, I'd be down 10 points now, if we were talking in numbers.
All right.
I was more thinking resources than life, because I've taken quite the hits as well. I really think we should rest up.
I agree.
Let's take a quick rest.
Okay, so you're going to take a short rest,
Yep.
and you're going to do some hit dice.
Well,
A short
I'm not,
rest
because I've
would
got
be
my
better than
Aeons
nothing,
done.
I guess.
Right, so let's have some
Four.
hit dice. Barry, do you know how this works?
Hit dice.
Yep.
No, I got my damage figured out.
So what we're going to do is, well, I've taken you down to 18 hit points.
Yeah.
So we take a short rest. I'll hit the short rest button,
Yep.
and we'll confirm that. And you've used up. So you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Funnily enough, because you're level 5 worth of hit dice. Each of those dice is a D8. How many hit die do you want to use for this rest?
Oh.
So you're down 10 points. So
What would you suggest?
I would suggest 2 or 3 probably.
Yeah, I'll use 3.
All right. Well, we'll start with 2, and we'll roll 2 d8.
Okay, 2d8. Okay.
So
Oh, with this thing here.
you can use that.
Is mine D8?
2d8. D8.
I'm not sure what you are,
D10,
Leith, but you can find it out
D12.
by clicking on the short rest button and then following up with the...
Oh,
But does the 1d8 give you spell slots back, or
It does not.
That's a long rest.
that's a long rest? Okay. Gotcha.
Yeah, Warlock's a D8.
that's
Mine
one.
gives pact slots back, so that's good.
Yeah, I think I got
12.
one.
12. Okay, good. You are back to
No, I did not.
full health, Milford. I will up your hit points.
Okay, thank you.
Healed.
Not
Very
quite
good.
full, but
Not quite empty.
Not quite empty.
Close.
Not quite full.
Yeah.
Not quite empty.
Hit points half full kind of guy.
All right. So what now? What are you guys gonna do now?
Through the crack in the wall. In the throne.
I'm noticing everybody's got very different sound levels right now. I don't know if the audience is getting that too, but that's.
Can you all hear us most Gucci?
It could be my own sound outputs are being weird. I'm not sure. But
Right. So who's quiet and who's not?
Adric's
You
going a
seem-
bit quiet sometimes. Leith's good.
Okay, I
Gudael's
can raise my
good.
volume a bit.
you
Barry's-
seem quite loud to me, Russell.
Am I?
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay.
Am I a bit better now, Russell?
Actually, I mean, not compared to Barry. You're like a third of Barry's sound. But then Barry's sound goes up and down too, so...
Mellow. Hello, 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 hello.
You're good.
Hello.
All right, we're not going to worry about it. I think we can hear everyone.
Yeah.
I'm not going to spend the whole stream fixing the sound. Okay, La. So, next. So you guys take your short
Believe
rest.
Gudael is
You sit down.
having a
You,
turn.
Yes. Taking short rest.
Thank you, Happy Fridge.
thank you, Happy Fridge. That's what we needed to know. It probably is just subjective at my end. Who knows? Thank you. So you take your short rest
Okay.
in the chamber, in the Megaron, in front of the throne, next to the
Yep.
chasm.
Yep.
You've healed up somewhat. You've clicked all the bones back into place that needed clicking and bandaged up the wounds that needed bandaging. What are you going to do now?
Shall we go through? Shall we go after their king?
Go through the door.
Aye.
I think so. Let's go.
Yes.
I've got a few choice words to say to that little person.
I need to remind them just how small they are.
All right. So you go over to the door, I assume.
Indeed.
All right. So, because I don't want to sort of handhold you guys too much, so you need to tell me what you're doing.
Could I, during the short rest, because I was actually on full HP and I don't get anything back after a short rest,
Yeah,
can I have ritually cast comprehend languages?
you can do that.
Awesome. So I can understand everything I hear for the next hour.
Excellent.
Literally.
All right.
Anything metaphorically, I don't quite grasp.
All right.
If someone says it went over their head in a different language, I go, oh, it literally went over their head.
Right.
I'm not picking up on nuances.
Okay. Cool. So you can understand all languages for the next hour. Very well. So now you're standing next to the secret door, but you don't know how to open it.
Can I roll insight to
I
see?
could try and figure it out.
You could. So let's have some checks
What do you
for
reckon?
that.
Investigation.
Yeah.
Investigation.
Right.
Okay.
I roll with advantage.
Investigation.
Total of 26 for me.
Wow.
Total of 23 for me.
Oh, you know they got it good. Leave it with them.
They've got it figured out. All right.
Yeah, I trust them.
All right. So Milford starts investigating, and Adric's like, "Oh, you do it like this," and Edryn's like, "Yeah, but you need this latch as well," and that's it. And it
Oh,
starts.
do you really need me here at all? You
Teamwork!
two?
Oh, but
You
Brixton,
set the groundwork, Brixton.
You're the mascot. You're just so funny to have around.
I'm a mascot now, am I?
Aye, we wouldn't be Brixton's bastards without you.
Also, you set the groundwork for opening that door.
If we couldn't have done it without you.
That is true. That is
Like
true.
opening a pickle jar. You loosened it up for us.
Oh, thank you very much, you two.
We just popped it off with style.
You know, you two are the worst liars in the world. Okay.
Tell.
Yes, that's what my wife says.
Leith's just standing back with his hands in his pockets going, goblin technology, it's just too simple to figure out. It's like just primitive. Just
Can we stop doing this now?
Well, out
I
of
believe
game,
this
it leads its
Trapdoor was a giant.
Will you lot
giant
just
trap
shut up
door.
and do what you're supposed to do?
Done the thing, it's open.
I'll go in then.
Done the thing, it's open.
All right, so Milford's going first. Is that what I'm hearing?
Yes,
All right.
that's me going first.
And you just okay. So can you make a perception check, please?
Perception. Ah, 10.
All right, make a dexterity saving throw, Milford Brixton.
Dex.
Now I'm pretty sure I gave you something recently that had to do with a ring of evasion that gives you
Yeah, that's right.
something about dexterity saving throws.
I will add that. I will put that in now.
You will use that if you need to.
Dexterity.
All right, let's have a look at this ring of evasion on your equipment list. Here we go.
20, net 20.
A
Don't need
nat
it.
20. All right.
Sir.
So Brixton, you step in through the thing, and you don't see it coming, but at the last moment you hear it coming, and this large blade swings across the room from left to right, right next to you, almost eviscerating you. And you just step out of the way, and it swings past you.
I turn my head to look at them and go, there's a trap here.
Masterfully done, Brixton.
Oh, you know, you've got to set them off to make sure.
You're the expert.
Come on. If everybody could just be careful of stepping there.
Careful's my middle name.
Right, so you all need to make a dexterity saving throw, but you can have advantage because you know where it is
Oh boy.
to get past this swinging blade. This,
I will
it's a
watch
big
them go
crescent-shaped
through.
blade.
double nat 20.
Wow.
Oh,
You stole my nat 20, I got a 10.
Oh, Adrik.
oh God. Oh,
Oh,
the
Adrik.
important rolls.
What did you get,
Let's see how this-
Edryn?
I'm gonna find out. So the first one is a 5, and the second one's a 16. So with advantage, I got a 16.
Okay, so Gudael, what's yours going to be? Okay, so
Gudael, we can hear ya.
Sorry, I rolled an 18.
okay, Gudael's fine. Adrik, you take 11 points of cutting. Not what's it called? Slashing damage.
Slashing.
You love to see it, folks.
I did 11, didn't I?
So yeah,
Oh,
you kind of get
Thank God.
hit
Thank God
by
for
it.
10 hit points.
and it spins you around as it hits you, because it doesn't hit you directly, because otherwise you would have been chopped in half. So it hits you in such a way that you take this big thing cupped down the side of your arm. It spins you around and almost puts you on your face on the floor on the other side of it, near Brixton. Gudael, you step past it. Everybody else manages to get past it.
Did you miss that part when I told you to look out for the trap?
Edric, take this. I'll hand you a potion. To save on Gudael's spells, we may need them for the fight, so here's a potion.
Thank you, Edryn. How much does it heal? Which potion is it?
2d4 plus 2.
Okie dokie.
So
Are you?
Might
And
do
quietly, as he goes past me, I say to him, are you still thinking about what happened?
I'd be lying if I said I wasn't.
Well, stop thinking about it, or you'll be dead, you know. Get moving.
Thank you, Brixton. Back up to 47 hit points. Oh boy. Try again.
yeah, so you got 5 hit points.
Yeah. So I'm back up to 47, just under my max.
Ooh.
Right, to get through again, please do the fucking. Thank Christ, got a 16.
16, okay.
Now I will rush to the front, because they all went. I waited for them all to get through.
Right.
Okay, all right. I'll rush back to the front.
Yep. Okay, so Milford, you go down. There's this. There's a tunnel that leads down with steps, and you realize this tunnel has been basically dug into what has previously collapsed around here, and this tunnel seems much newer than the area with the giant trap in it, which was a dead end. So
Okay.
you go further down, and eventually you come upon a smashed entrance into a large circular chamber filled with rubble and all sorts of trash, goblin-looking trash, all over the place.
Okay.
There's rubble on the left and the right and the far side, and there's a passageway leading out of the left-hand side of the room, and there's another passageway that leads out to the right, and there's a huge chasm near that passageway on the right, which you would literally have to find a way across. There is a narrow part of the chasm that you could possibly jump across if you go to the right, but there's no holes at all in the ground on the left, and that leads down some stairs. Both of these passages lead down wide, giant-sized stairs. So you've basically found a way via some kind of shortcut that's been made by some non-giant species down one full level of this giant ruin. I hope that makes some sense.
It does.
Indeed, it does.
Okay. Be careful, because they could be hiding in the rubble. All right? We'll go this way.
So which way are you going to go? Left? To the left? Or to the right?
I'll go to the safest, which is the left, wasn't it?
Yep. It does seem to be the safest. Okay,
Yep.
so those stairs lead down. And are you being stealthy?
Yes, I am being stealthy, because I really want to kill somebody now.
Right. Okay. Can you make a stealth check for me, please?
Stealth check, yes I will. Stealth. Come on, be nice to me. $17.
17. All right. So you get across the floor. Nothing occurs as you get to the stairs. These stairs kind of curve down and to the right, so you can't really see where you're going because of the curvature of the tunnel as you head downstairs. And these are big, giant steps. They remind you a little bit of the steps that led down underneath Vaingate, actually. It's the same kind of style as that. A little different, maybe a different type of giant, or maybe a different clan of giants. You're not sure, but
Okay.
overall style is very similar. The roof is somewhat caving in and sunken and sagging above you, and it feels very dangerous. Like a loud noise could set off a ton of rubble.
I stop for a while, wait for them to catch up, and I say, now if we make any loud noise, that up there is going to come down on us, I think. So move carefully.
Sorry, Russell. Just for Adric's sake,
Yep.
looking around,
Yeah.
does he recognize what type of giant architecture this might have been?
Can you make a history check for me?
I can. Just for color's sake. 24.
24. You would recognize it. And I would think that they are probably... Let me think about it, to be honest. To be honest with you, I haven't got an answer to that straight off the bat because it's not the least bit relevant.
I'm sorry.
But that being said, I probably should have thought about it. I had it in my mind. What do we got? We got storm giants, fire giants,
Storm, cloud, fire, stone.
stone giants.
Frost.
They're stone giants. Yeah,
Yeah.
makes perfect sense.
Square that away for later.
Wasn't expecting to get caught out on that one.
I'm sorry.
Damn you, Adrik, and your questions. Very good question, though. It actually is probably relevant. I just didn't think about it. Okay.
I probably feel it like in my rune, like a bit of a weight in it, the stone rune on my chest.
Right.
When I realize.
Right. And perception checks from everybody, please.
Do I still have the advantage from the...
Yep.
Yep. Brilliant.
Lasts for 3 hours.
Okay, fantastic.
7.
22.
8. Was that an 18 from Milford? Wow.
Yes, it was.
13, 10. Okay, so Adrik and
22.
Milford and Edryn,
Yeah.
you guys notice a little string.
Oh, we've been swapped around on the stream.
Oh, I'm sorry. That's my fault.
Oh, you
Oh,
switched.
Joe, how could you?
What? What have you done?
I accidentally hit the stop video when I was trying to unmute myself.
You fool!
Milford's in
everyone.
the same place. All of us are swapped around.
Okay, so who's switched is Adrik and...
I'm not even there.
Oh, I see. I've got to...
Oh, dang it. I'm so sorry.
How could you?
You betrayed us.
We're all kind of just moved over one. I think that's not
What
too
happened to the other camera? Oh my god. Okay.
I promise, dear audience, this doesn't happen regularly.
No, doesn't happen regularly. Sort of irregularly. Milford's in the right place. Leith is not in the right place. Leith is not even here. Edryn, let's put you in the right place. There you go,
I
Edryn.
have left the building.
See what I have to do for these guys? Just see what I have to do to keep this looking vaguely professional. Just
Doing your best,
vaguely professional. Okay, now where is... Who do I need? Leith. Leith's way over there on the screen. Oh my goodness me. Oh, oh my goodness me.
Hilarious.
So what we're doing is we're cutting out from Zoom. If anybody's interested, they're getting to see behind the scenes right now, kinda. And we need to go down to there. There's Leith. We got you, Leith. Okay, don't ever do that again, Gudael. I will come
Sorry.
and I will kill your character.
Not the fridges! Not the refrigerators!
Right, here we go. We're kind of in the right place now.
Help us,
Nightmarish.
two Rustles.
Not the fridges, no, that's right. We drop refrigerators on our enemies. Okay, alright. There you go, perfect.
There we
Is
go.
that right? Milford, that's you. Leith, that's you. Gudael, that's you. Edryn, that's you. Adrik, yes, everybody's in the right place. I tell you, mate. Right, so you guys see this piece of string running across the floor, about, half a foot off the floor.
Oh, stop where we're going. Let's not trip over that.
Careful. Easy does it. No one touch that string.
What string? Oh,
That one just there.
Oh, I see.
Could it
And
be?
Likely a trap. Likely pull that down on top of us.
Oh.
So
Potentially.
let's go over it.
Aye.
Over it.
Good idea. Yes.
All right, so you step over it. Okay, so now to your right you see a small chasm-y thing that sort of smashes through the wall. It's about 50 feet high. The ceiling in here is like 100 feet high. It's huge. This is a massive chasm. It's not just a chasm, it's a chamber. And it's kind of an oval shape, and around the edges of it you see all of these sarcophagi. Massive sarcophagi laid next to each other around this oval shape, except for the far side of the room, which dips down, and there's a set of stairs in the middle that go across to another chamber that seems to, in fact, you probably can't even see that far, but it dimly looks like another chamber that may have the same sort of shape as where you are now. And to the left of you is a massive big chasm, much bigger than any of the others that you've seen so far. A huge abyssal hole in the floor, and it has various cracks coming off it. Like how you expect to see jagged earthquake cracks that come off it in various directions. The far side of the room, you see more of these cracks in the floor in various directions. The floor has some kind of fresco-y thing on it, but it's all smashed and broken. Coloured tiles that are all faded that have come from the ceiling all over the place. And these massive sarcophagi, dozens of them around the room.
Do we think they're still down here after giving them an hour head start?
Where's he gonna go by himself?
Could have gone down the right passageway.
This is a bit safer, and there's a trap down here.
True. That they must have known about, because this is quite small.
Bloody simpletons, they probably spent all that time setting that trap.
Should have used
Well, I don't think they're simpletons if they caught us off guard. Only some of us saw the trap. One of us almost walked into it, and I pat Adrik on the back in a friendly, caring way.
Shall we continue?
Yes, down towards the end of the sarcophagi, which we should probably tell. This would be very good for Prince Braegan. If there's treasure down here that could help fund more of his war effort.
Well, the Goblin King did mention his own treasure hoard. Imagine this might be where he's headed.
Ooh.
So, something useful for us later. Maybe.
All right.
Continuing forth.
All right, so you head across the floor towards the stairs that lead to the other half of the other chamber, like these two oval chambers that are kind of next to each other, kind of connected by a staircase that goes down and up. Does that make any sense?
Like a escalator? Like where one goes up, one goes down?
No, like it goes down and then it goes back up, like it's V-shaped.
Oh, I see.
It goes down and then it goes back up. And there's sort of like a trench between these two chambers, but it's all bricked and paved and it's all stonework. It's very high quality masonry made out of huge giant blocks. And at the far side, on either side of that, are more sarcophagi.
As we're going down, can I maybe make a survival check to see if I can find any goblin tracks?
Yeah, you can do that.
I don't know, a fucking thing. It's a 9.
A 9, okay. You don't notice anything like that, but what you do notice is across the dust of the floor in the next chamber, which has another huge chasmy hole in the floor of it, there seems to be some large markings in the dust on the floor. The rubble seems to have been moved around by something being dragged perhaps through the dust or something like that. Big wide kind of swathes of dust that have been just kind of cleared in places.
Now that's interesting. Guys, do you see it over in that general direction? It looks like the dust has been deliberately moved into letters, runes. I can't quite tell from here.
So if everyone makes an investigation check, that would be great.
Just gonna ask.
21.
8.
Either rolling really well or like hot shit.
26.
And Milford. Is this your investigation? Is that a 16, I see? Can't hear you, mate. You already rolled a 16 there. I saw that.
It was a 16, but I
Yes.
went to...
Yeah, I see the 16. It's all right.
Yeah.
Okay, so investigation from Gudael, an 8. That's a fail. You don't notice anything particularly. Leith is a fail. Edryn, Why have you got 2 here?
Advantage with the magical thing.
Right, okay. So 26 certainly succeeds. Milford 16 succeeds. All right. So those who succeed, what you immediately kind of realize is these are not runes. These are kind of slithery marks on the floor. This is, you notice even almost scale prints.
Uh-oh.
Another guardian?
What do you mean, uh-oh?
Well, they're scale prints, I think.
So time for everyone to roll for initiative.
Oh, here we go. Initiative.
Oh my gosh.
Edryn is a 20, I see.
Ooh, and I'm
13.
10. Leith, you've been rolling terrible numbers tonight. I just like
5.
to say. Milford, that's not great either. Adrik,
I did roll.
Adric's 18.
Adric's
I
an
did
18.
roll. I did roll double crits.
That is true. You used
This
up
is
all your
true.
good dice in one shot.
Yeah.
Gudael, what was your initiative?
13.
13. All right. All right. Well, as you're standing there admiring these trails in the dust, out of the chasm comes this huge serpent-like creature, this long tubular beast covered in scales and what have you. And as it comes pouring out of the chasm itself, the front end of it opens up into 4 parts, like a quadruple mouth that just splits open like a flower in 4 directions simultaneously, and you see these rows of teeth inside of it. You can make a nature check now if you like, anybody who's been out and about.
Okay.
22.
22.
20.
Natural one.
You think it's a dog?
It looks very armored,
We don't have
by the way.
snakes in Vanderhold. It's cold.
Right,
We don't have snakes in Vanderhold.
right. It also has sort of tentacle-y things on it as well, to be fair.
19.
Oh,
In fact, these things that come out of that sort of split off its face are like tentacles, and you realize that beneath that, it has a beak, like 2 chompy jaws, beak-like jaws that will close. So it's got 4 tentacles around its face that close up around it to form a sealed face, if you like. And when it opens up, there's a beak underneath that, and when that's open, you can see it's got more teeth. And those tentacles look nasty too, because like an octopus, they've got sucker pads on them, and they're sort of spiky. And this thing rears at you. And it's time for some
Combat.
Yeah, time for some combat. Because, yeah, Edryn, you're first.
Because I hate myself for saying this because I'm a role player. I'm gonna roll to not be frightened of the octopus, of the tentacles, as they trigger a little bit of PTSD.
No.
Is that a wisdom saving throw?
All right, you can do that. You can also have inspiration for doing this, though.
Oh, thank you.
How dare you be a good role player? How dare you do it?
Oh, jeez, what can I say? I don't know where that goes, so I'll keep that in mind. Wisdom saving throw. I guess that's an open roll if someone wants to.
Yep.
Spend divinity to decide how high I need to roll to not be scared shitless. As something tentacly comes at me.
Yep. Not seeing anybody setting any DCs. We'll give it 5 more seconds.
There is also a delay to it as well. So.
That's true. That's true.
Hey, Russell, while we've got the small pause,
Yep.
the D&D Beyond sidebar on the stream
Yep.
hasn't updated my my hit points since
Hasn't
we
it?
rested.
That's
Is that
weird.
the same for others?
I think I've noticed that there is a delay in that.
Have you
Okay.
tried refreshing your page?
Refresh the page.
Oh, that's an idea.
It is also a thought.
Because I see you've got 34 out of 38 hit points.
Yep. Oh, yep. That's done it.
Yeah, I see it too.
Yeah.
38.
brilliant.
Jesus.
Lovely.
All right.
He's learning all the time.
So,
No one seems to have set a DC, so I rolled and I got a 21.
all right. So,
So
you're not.
You're
keeping it together.
Okay.
You
Barely.
steel yourself. You find an inner resource you did not know you had, Edryn, and you stand before this incredible creature that is mind-bendingly terrifying, but yet here it is.
I'm going to move away anyway. I'm just going to move up backwards.
All right.
Because I dislike it. I'm going to cast Ice Knife at 2nd level.
All right.
So to hit, 17 to hit.
17 to hit. Does not hit.
Does not hit. Can it still make a dexterity saving throw?
Dexterity saving throw coming up. It fails the dexterity saving throw.
Awesome. So it takes 16 cold damage.
Oh, mate. 16 cold damage. All right.
And I just back the fuck up.
All right.
Maybe even hide a little bit behind Adrik, because big muscly man.
All right.
And big unmuscly man.
Any bonus actions or anything else that you'd like to try?
No bonus actions.
Okay, so you've used your attack. You've used your attack action, and you've used your movement, right? Okay.
Yeah.
Adrik Fogdar, it is your turn.
So I got a 22 on my nature check. Do I know what this thing is?
Ah, yes. You believe it to be some sort of grick, although it's much bigger than any of the gricks that you've heard of. It's what is known as the fabled Alpha Grick.
Do I know how much of a threat it is to us?
It's quite a threat to you.
Fantastic. So Adrik's bonus action, I'm going to enlarge, and as I'm doing that, running at it with my hammer out.
All right.
I'm going to smack it.
Right, just to put things in perspective, it is a large creature, just so that you know that. It's a large monstrosity. So
I too am large.
It's quite big. And it's moving quite quickly. So you're going to take a shot at it?
Yep, I'm going to go smack it.
Roll to hit.
Righto.
Righto.
Righto. Lovely, that's a 16.
16. 16 does not hit.
And I'm going to take my second smack at it. That's also a 16.
Wow. Yeah, it
Wow.
just absorbs your hammer. Every time you slap it with a hammer, it just absorbs it and kind of ignores you.
I'm going to take my action surge.
All right, you're going to take your action surge and attack it again.
Where the hell? There it is. Action surge and smack it once more. So we get another 8. That is an 26.
26. Well, that hits it.
Huzzah! That's how much damage. That is going to be 6 plus my large boy damage, another d6.
And this is bludgeoning damage, is that right?
Yes, it is.
So you notice that it absorbs about half of your bludgeoning damage.
Cool, so it takes 5 bludgeoning damage then.
Okay. Very good. Any bonus actions or otherwise that you would like to add to
I've
that?
used up everything
That's
for the moment.
it. Okay, Gudael.
I would like to bring up my spiritual weapon and hit it with that if I
All right,
could.
roll to hit, please.
Why is it not showing it?
17. That does
17?
That does not hit.
17 doesn't hit it.
Does not hit it. It strikes out at it, and it kind of just absorbs it with its stony exterior, its stony scales. You realize that it's quite a absorbent little monster.
Oh, that's not good.
Mm-hmm. Do you have any bonus actions that you'd like to use? That was a bonus action. What's your main action?
Can I cast Bane on it?
You can. You can try.
I can try.
Yep.
All right.
Let's have a look at Bane.
So Bane. Yeah.
Okay.
So
Up to 3 creatures you can see within range. Charisma saving throw. Haha. Makes an attack roll a saving throw before the spell attacks.
Let's roll a d4.
Okay, so it's basically just going to get in its way a bit. Okay, cool. All right, then. So it's a wisdom saving throw, which it fails, you believe.
Yes.
Okay, and it's going to subtract d4s off its attacks. Right?
Yes.
Okay, so the Grick lashes out at you, Adrik. It comes swooping in towards you. And it tries to envelop you with its tentacles. It doesn't hit you. Your armor class is 19, is that right?
Yes, it is.
Okay. It kind of wraps around your shield, but it doesn't stick. It doesn't manage to stay. It sort of tugs on you for a moment and avoids that. Then it comes back at you again, this time with its tail, which it again, a huge pile of rock dust explodes between you and Leith, who's just behind you, not very far. This pile of dust flies up in the air, and then finally it swoops in with its beak and tries to attack you again for a third time. And this time again, bang, you step out of the way. It nearly just scratches your shield, and it slides down and hits the dirt next to you, the stone again. Explodes another pile of rock and rubble next to you. Leith, it's your turn.
Sorry, Russell, that was the end of its turn?
That was the end of its turn.
Okay,
You
so
got
I'm
a
going
reaction.
Yes, I do have a reaction. So find the thing. Terribly sorry, guys.
It's okay.
I'm going to use my stone rune. When a creature you can see enters turn within 30 feet of you, I need it to make a wisdom saving throw of 14.
Okay, wisdom saving throw of 14. Actually, I'll roll it on D&D Beyond, 'cause it's got the bonus there. Okay, yep. What happens if it fails?
I'll read the description. Unless the save succeeds, the creature is charmed by you for 1 minute. While charmed in this way, the creature has a speed of 0 and is incapacitated, descending into a dreamy stupor. The creature repeats the saving at the end of each of its turns, ending the effect on a success. So it's completely incapacitated, and the only way to break out is at the end of each of its turns.
So it's charmed. So it's suffering the charmed condition. Does this only applies to you specifically, but it's incapacitated as well?
Yep. So I think the calling it charmed is just as flavor, but it's functionally incapacitated.
Right. Well, what it means is it's got two different conditions applied to it, because those are both conditions.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if it's. All I know is that it's incapacitated. And it doesn't. It's just it can't move and it's incapacitated.
Okay.
That means.
All right. So it can't move and it's incapacitated. You mean the fact that it's charmed means that it's going to fail any social checks that you make against it if you try to persuade it to do something or something like that.
God forbid we tell it to give up.
It has disadvantage on that. Okay, so it starts just swaying there on its, tubular sort of form in front of you, like a charmed snake, but it's huge. It's like 15 feet taller than any of you, and that's only a third of its body length because most of it's still behind it. Right? Okay, so it does that, and Leith, it's your turn.
I'm gonna keep going at it. Firebolt it.
Okay, you firebolt it with a 25. That hits.
25 to hit.
Yep. Do your damage. Oh, how did we miss Gudael's turn? No, we didn't. We didn't miss Gudael's. 10 points of damage. Wow. That was what? Fire damage, obviously.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, the fire actually seems to burn it, and it doesn't like that. Okay, and Milford, unless Leith has a bonus action or some other.
I'm not going to use a hex on this. I think it'll be a waste.
Okay, Milford.
I will fire my short bow.
Okay. Roll to hit.
Nah, it's not good. 19.
That does hit.
It's a miracle. Oh. Okay, here we go.
Yep. Piercing damage, I'm assuming. 8.
Yep.
Okay.
8.
It sticks into it, but it doesn't do anywhere near as much damage as you think it would have or should have.
Okay.
Which is kind of frustrating. Edryn, it's your turn.
So the thing's only charmed by Adrik.
Yeah. Adrik, what breaks the conditions? Is there anything that breaks the conditions, like taking damage, for example?
As far as I'm aware, no. All that it says when it's charmed this way,
yeah,
repeats that While charmed with sway, the creature's speed is 0, incapacitated to dreamy stupor. Repeats saving throw at the end of each of its turns, ending the effect on a success. That's it. I think it's completely blinkered until it breaks it on the end of its turns.
Okay, because a charmed condition, if you attack it while it's charmed, that will end the charm. I don't know about the incapacitated. That's a different story.
Yeah, I think that was something that happened in the original when this was Unearthed Arcana. It was like, when it's hit, it can break this, but I think they've...
Right. Okay, so anyway, it's Edryn's turn. What are you doing?
I'm going to firebolt.
All right, roll to hit. Roll to hit. You firebolt.
He's 23.
23, that certainly hits the Grick. Does not like that at all.
I do 9 fire damage.
9 fire damage, very good. Okay.
Just
Nice.
looking at
End of turn.
End of turn.
Just looking at conditions, Russell.
Yep.
An incapacitated creature can't take actions or reactions. That's all it says.
Right. Yep, that makes sense. And only the description of the thing causing the condition will tell you what ends the condition. In most cases, there are some conditions that have specific things that will end them, though.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna copy past it just in case.
Adrik, it's back to you now.
Brilliant. I'm going to swing at it again with my Brixton's thingy was piercing damage, right?
Yep.
Okay, I'm gonna try with my hand axe, as it seems logical to Adrik.
Okay.
Swing with my hand axe at it.
All right.
First attack is that's a 15. Does not.
15. Oh, just a quick question. Your original attack was a magical weapon, though, wasn't it?
That was my warhammer. I wasn't using my hammer of thunderbolts.
Okay. Cool. Just checking.
Second attack is a 25 to hit.
So, what did you get? I'm sorry. Your first attack was what?
My first attack was 15.
15 misses. Yep.
And second attack was 25.
That hits.
Cool. That's 1d6 plus 5. Plus my large boy damage.
So you do 7 points of slashing damage, right?
Total of 10 slashing damage.
Okay. Again, it seems to absorb about half of that damage.
Okay.
Gudael, 'tis your turn. Oh wait, it's not your turn. It's the Grick's incapacitated. So yeah, okay. Gudael, it's your turn.
So now it has to make a saving throw at the end of its turn to see if it breaks
makes
out.
a saving throw. It makes the saving throw at the end of its turn, so it doesn't get to attack you this time, but it has broken out of the condition, and it will get an attack next round. Now it's Gudael's turn.
Okay, so it's no longer incapacitated.
That's right. The Grick seems to be moving again, and it starts to look around and looking for a target. Who's the most likely target at this point? It's looking like it's going to attack Adrik again, you think, but it's hard to say. What do you do, Gudael?
All right. This was going to work a lot better when it was incapacitated, but I'm going to Misty Step onto its head and bash it with my mace.
Okay, Misty Step onto its head. All right. Can you make an Arcana check, please?
Okay. Is that about to be a really stupid idea?
No?
I'm not very arcane tonight, I don't think.
Okay, so you miss its head because you place yourself in the wrong position because it's swaying. But you can take a swing at its head from the new position that you're in as you fall back to the floor from where you were, but you are with disadvantage on your attack roll now.
Darn, okay. Disadvantage with my attack roll.
But I do admire your attempt to use the cinematic... Oh dear, no, Mace of Disruption does not hit. You swing
Can I run away?
Can you run away? You've got 30 feet of movement, yes, so you can move
All right.
away, but it's that provokes an opportunity attack on you, unfortunately.
I bet it does.
Yeah, so the Grick tries to take a swipe at you with its tail. With a 19, I think it hits. 26 total. You take 10 points of That will be bludgeoning damage.
All right. Boom.
So yeah, that hits you quite badly. Oof.
Yeah.
All right. That's your turn. You got any other actions? Do you have a sacred weapon out or anything at the moment?
I do, yeah. I'll point that at it. Try to hit it with that. I don't think it did much good last time, but...
All right. Roll to hit.
9.
9. Yeah, it doesn't hit. Never mind.
I'm too injured.
Wow.
Leith is going to firebolt it again because that seemed to work last time.
All right, roll to hit
21.
That does hit. Thank you, Leith. Roll your damage, please.
14 points of damage.
14 points of damage.
Burning it in the face.
Right,
What approximates a face.
Definitely burning off its flesh. It's definitely causing it a lot of pain and agony. It's not a happy Grick. Milford, it's your turn unless Leith has a bonus action or something.
Does Gudael look like she's in any kind of trouble?
Well, she's just been smacked by the tail of this Grick, so you might say so, depending on how you
I will use my dash to go and get her out of there.
She's not on the floor or anything. She's
okay.
she's got her armor and stuff.
Okay.
You might just be
All
putting
right.
yourself in danger. What are you going to do then?
The bow doesn't appear to be working, does it?
Well, it hit it, and it did do damage. It just didn't do as much damage as you expected it to do.
Okay. I will try and basically hit it face-wise.
All right. With the bow?
Yeah, with the bow.
All right, roll to hit. Roll to hit.
And no.
No, that does not hit. Very good. Edryn, we're back to you, mate.
Firebolt.
Bam!
I'm gonna hit it again.
Bam!
Bam,
I'm
firebolt.
running out of spell slots.
Rutrow.
Rutrow indeed. Rutrow for it as well with a
Ooh,
26 to hit.
26 to hit, that's good. Nice. Roll the damage.
Yeah, boy.
14 points of fire damage.
Okay, you hit it with your firebolt, and it careens back into the abyss and withers away and falls down into the darkness beyond. You hear it make some crying, squealing noises as it falls.
Well, that was terrible. Gudael, how are you feeling?
Well done, Edryn.
Thank you. And I just go and put my head between my legs and start breathing heavily.
You better heal yourself, girl.
Yes, indeed. I think I have a potion somewhere that will help.
I know you're very capable, but we need you to stay healthy. I think that was very good. It was, you've been with me too long. That's obvious. That was a nice move. But let's not try it again, just in case we lose you. We don't want to lose you.
You realize, Gudael, that given that the thing was coming out of the abyss, the chasm, if next time you try a move like that, if you screw it up, you could actually fall into the chasm.
Oh, right.
So, just be careful, young one. We need you healing.
You can't call her young one. She's older than you are.
I don't care. Shut up. I'm role-playing.
Comparatively.
Okay. But I don't want you hurting yourself because we need you healing. If you die, we have no healer, and we're all dead.
Yes,
Also,
you're quite
would miss
right.
you very much.
Yes.
I think I've just had a very frustrating day with these stupid goblins. I really wanted to smash something.
Oh, no one can blame me about that. I'd be frustrated too. In fact, I am.
Right.
Shall we keep going?
At this point, you notice that behind you, there is a large area that it's dark there, the circular sort of space, and you notice there's actually a trail that goes in, and almost like a spiral starts going down into the ground. And then you realize there's actually steps that go down there. They don't look like giant steps. This looks like something made by somebody else. You don't know who made this, but there was at some point there was some sort of well or something here, a giant-sized well, and somebody's come along and carved a spiral staircase into the sides of it. It's very makeshift. There's a lot of broken pieces that have been sort of thrust in there and hammered in there or tied in there or wedged in there, and it's very makeshift. Bits of wood, rope holding it together, rickety kind of appearance to it, so it has a sort of sense of having a kind of a scaffolding on the outside of it, made of wood and branches of trees and things that must have been brought down here. And this goes down indefinitely, out of view. And about this point, I think, given that it is 10:30 p.m. here in Little New Zealand, we should probably wrap up.
I have a quick question, Russell, about my staff.
Mm-hmm. Is this a on-stream question?
Oh, this can be an on-stream question.
Okay.
Because it regains its properties, it regains expended charges at dawn.
Yep.
And we're underground.
Right.
What's your ruling there with that?
When you wake up from a long rest.
Long rest. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
And also because we're in Sidariel and there are two suns, which makes it more confusing. So we'll just use a long rest as a easy way to clock that.
Cool. Okay.
Okay.
No problem at all.
No worries. Well, thank you guys. Thank you everyone. Thank you people for watching. Thank you Orson for hanging out and the subscription. And yeah, we will see you next Friday on the Vaingate Chronicles. Hopefully we'll have better sound from the outset this time. And yeah, you guys have a great night.
Thanks for tuning in, everyone.
Yep. See y'all.
See you.
Coming.
Later.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.